and welcome to HBFT Gaming. I'm HBFT, and we are back again with Star Wars Interworlds, an overhaul mod for X4 Foundations. Now, today is a simple one and very straightforward. Yesterday, we had a lot of trouble trying to find the rest of the NRL. I think I found their very last hidden system. So, as you can see, as soon as I zoom out, there was an NRL scrap processing facility out here, and it is in Neimoidia. Never knew it existed, but it's out here, and it's just northeast of Kuat Drive Yards, which we have now occupied. So some of the bunnies were telling me about how important a couple of sectors are in the entire game in terms of ship supply. It turns out Kuat Drive Yards is actually the very second sector that provides us with 500 ship supply. So once we fully upgrade all of our EQ docks out here, both of them, between the two of them, are going to supply us with 4,000 ship supply out of 2 sectors, which is just phenomenal amounts of coverage. So I'm really happy. I didn't even realize that that was the case, but you know what? One of the cool things is, if we actually go out to our messages right now and we zip on over to low priority, you'll see that Kuat Drive Yards has now pledged the allegiance to the Bunny League. So hey, we've got a new ally. Apparently, they're a part of our system now. So I'm very happy about that. Oh, I realized I never turned on closed captioning. So let me go ahead and make sure that that is online. And there it is. So what are we doing today? Obviously, we're going to go ahead and take over Neimoidia. We're going to cut this out and drop out the NRL ideally. I think this is the last of it. You can even see there's an NRL shipyard out here. And it's kind of like there's a certain level of coexistence between the Mandalorians and the NRL. So kind of an interesting one. As far as I'm aware, they're at war. But, I mean, who knows? Maybe they've got a temporary alliance or at least a ceasefire just so that they can actually exist, right? Because I see 2 NRL defensive platforms here. I see an NRL scrap processing factory. And, of course, I see the gigantic shipyard. So who knows if they've spread elsewhere, but it is what it is. We'll figure it out as we go. Now, I have added some more ships to the mix because, of course, the fleet must grow. Hey, Savax, good to see ya. High five. Happy Wednesday. So here we are on the left side. I've actually had to break off our eggs because you can see that we now have more provocators. With our, let's say, expansion of ship supply coverage, we now have 13 BSS Dakas. Before we had 6. So right now we've got 2 Lucre Hulk battleships, and then we've got BSS Daka 1 through 12. And then, of course, our Harrower 2 has a provocator as well as a personal bodyguard. So right now we're still outfitting these things. So I think most of them are all set up. It's just BSS Daka number 12 right now that is just returning from the refit. I think it now has a crew. That is excellent. So you can see that there's way more stuff here. Hey, Crunch, good to see ya. High five. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this all set. Right now we've got fighters first, and then we've got capital ships first. And we just want to make sure that all the big guns are focused on the right stuff. Kind of accidentally disarm some stuff here. So as soon as we clear out the New Republic and Neimoidia, whether we clear out the faction or not, I'm going to move on. So today I'd like to try to take a crack at smacking the Sith in the face. I hear that they're very, like, ludicrously powerful, and they will make anybody cry. So I'm here to find out firsthand, and we're going to first science the heck out of those guys. So we're going to be bringing our expendable crew. So right now, 12 of the provocators plus the 2 BSS eggs, those are going to be our expendable crew. And so they're currently getting set up. Each of them have at least 32 TIE Defender elites with heroic shields. And then, of course, they've also got access to some scimitars as well, except for, I think, the latest 6 of them. They don't actually have any scimitars because I haven't built those yet. On top of that, I've even created our very first heroic XXL. So this is the heroic version of the Executor. So this thing has 3,000 crew, but more importantly, it actually has the thing that I'm so happy about, the heroic engines. So this thing is very large and very powerful. So it's part of the Execu buff Execu buff fleet. So no idea. Unfortunately, I don't have many fighters on it right now. I just have 12, but it's going to be interesting to see what this thing can do in a fight. And more importantly, we don't have to worry too much about, you know, all the fighters losing a bunch of stuff and stuff like that. So I'm actually just going to go ahead. I haven't even set this up yet. So once again, tell you what, we're going to start with attack capital ships first, because all of the quad turbo lasers are going to be the ones with the attack fighters first. And we've got to get this ready. And then on top of that, let it not be said that we have forgotten the ascendancy, because we are also, I think we were like 20 minutes. We are now 4 minutes and 41 seconds away from having our very first impeller. So if you're curious what an impeller is, it's a gigantic carrier that looks kind of like a hair, like the kind of like the Harrower 2. So this is the icon for it, and we have unlocked it. So I wanted to build it. So it looks very, very strong. It's larger than the Harrower 2, and we're going to have that added to the mix as well, because there are boss fights sprinkled all over the place in addition to the Sith. So let me kind of, while this is all getting built, let me just kind of give you an idea of where these things are and all that, yeah? Hey Zest, hey who's Kojo Bear, high five. How many fighters can this bad boy hold? 202, I believe, if you're talking about the Executor, right? So if we actually look at the Hero Executor, yeah, 202 docked vessels. If we look at the ship overview right here, it has an average turret output of 78,000. 78,000. You know what's insane? Travel speed 12.8k. It's faster. It's the fastest of our XXLs right now. That's insane. Now, mind you, it has half the shield's capacity of our Eclipse. The Eclipse has 60 million. This is only 31 million, but it has 160 small docks. This one can actually hold medium vessels, which is kind of insane, because the original Executor that we still have it, also has, you know, all the docks, but it doesn't have the medium docks. So this thing is nuts. This is absolutely crazy. So 3,000 crew. I've actually outfitted it with 3,000 service crew, and that's pretty nuts. You know what's really cool? The reason why I actually wanted to build an impeller, this guy right here, which is now 2 minutes and 55 seconds away. Do you remember all the octuple barbent turbo lasers and how we built the provocator, and they have the capability of having 18 of those things? This can have 24. This can have 24. Isn't that awesome? So this thing is going to have 12 octuple barbent turbo laser batteries on each side. So whether we put fighters in this or not, this is going to be great. And the fact that it's by default called a battle cruiser just tickles me pink. It's kind of flat though. It is very flat. Yes, yes. Hey Antonides, high five. Good to see ya. You're arriving right on time. We're just getting staged up and ready to wipe out the NRL for once and for all. And in the meantime, we are getting all of our new XXLs online, and we are now filling out fleets 1 through 8. There we go. That's great. 24 is 42 backwards, and 42 is the answer to everything. So therefore, it must be at least dyslexically half of the answer to everything. Is my guess. All right. Well, on that note, while all of these things are kind of congregating in the Kuwait system, let's go ahead and send in maybe like a breaching crew just to kind of clean up this mess with the NRL, right? So it's a good warm-up, if you ask me. If anything, we can take the Hero Executor, and we can just sort of like send him in just to wade into combat and see what happens. So if I were to take, let's say, the Hero Executor and tell it to maybe start bombarding this engine part factory by itself, then that would be pretty cool. We can get this Eclipse. We could have them start to work on this scrap processing factory. We can have the normal Executor maybe go and start working on this defensive platform. We can have the Harrower 2 maybe help out there. So we'll get the Harrower 2, which comes along with the Provocator number 13. And it can go ahead and attack that same one just to help out, because that one's probably going to be a little bit beefier. And then we can also get, is it the Bellator? I think the standard Bellator is who we have on standby right here. And he can go ahead and already start to work on the other defensive platform in the background right there. So we're kind of clearing out the center, and then we're going to go ahead and work our way on the outside and then converge on the NRL shipyard. Do I want to be more ambitious than that? Not right now. Right now we got the Bellator Mark II Alpha, and at least I think these are just the 11 provocators here. They're going to just guard this right here because the Mandalorians have been trying to take back the sector and we don't care. So it's not a palindrome, but this one is. Oh, is it really? I don't know. It looks kind of like a butt, but hey, BK Mars, good to see ya. Happy Wednesday. High five. you're joining us right now, we're currently trying to wipe out the NRL, and this is the last sector that we're aware of. Oh, look, they're trying to start a free port trading station. We don't want them to be free. We want them to be subjugated to our people. So we're gonna... Can I say that? Can I say that out? This is fine. Yeah, I can totally say that. I'm sure it's totally fine. You know what? Actually, tell you what. I'm going to go ahead and attack this with a harrower, and we're actually going to make that the priority. And then it's going to, as a second priority, move over to hit that defensive station. So let's get into sector. I'd like to see what this heroic executor looks like. I'm going to hop on in. I did have that named, but
jump completed.
I don't have it named at the moment, because the moment you get it refit, then... Oh, there she is. Oh, look, it's bigger than the standard executor. Go figure. Wow, hero indeed. My gosh. I like how the camera kind of has to cant itself to the side just to capture most of the vessel in the screen at the same time. Very, very nice. I like the fact that it can travel at almost 13,000 meters per second. That boggles my mind. Curious. Is it really traveling? So right now, let's see. I decided that I was going to take this out to the engine part factory, right? So let's go ahead and start guidance and autopilot. Curious how quickly this is going to pick up. I think it's got a travel mode charge time of 3 seconds instead of 20, which is kind of ludicrous, but great. Yeah, you could have people name your ship for stream points, or I could just have them name them. I actually take on a lot of the names the bunnies have given me, but the reason, just to make it clear though, I did name the ship, but every time I send it to get refit or repaired, it overwrites the name. So as an example, when it's kind of awesome, but I can't believe that I have to say this. I think I took BSS DACA Provocators numbers 4 through 10. That's awesome that I have to specify. I took Provocator Star Destroyers 4 through 10, and I, as a group, assigned them for repairs and stuff like that, and when they were done, they were all called BSS DACA 4. Does that make sense? It like overwrote all of the names that I had for them, and I had to rename them. I'm not sure that if that's like a bug or a feature or something, but it is what it is. So that's why the names, they don't always stick. So I have to like rename it again, right? So if that explains the conundrum, yeah. You need to charge them their blood and sweat. Well, maybe not, because we're gonna have plenty of blood and sweat here to pay for it. Oh, look. Oh my God, this is fast. Okay, legit, this is the fastest ship we own right now, and it's, oh, we're gonna break it. Okay, we just, wow. Okay, that was 13 kilometers per second, and we just pierced this thing like an arrowhead. Wow, I love this. I love this engine. Don't stop, just cut right through it. Well, apparently we're only giving it half the guns right now. You probably tried to fix them at a GTA mechanic. Well, yeah, you know, at the chop shop, leaves it all over the place. Well, let's see. What's this look like when we're... Oh, look, it's drifting away from the impact. Okay, we need to maybe roll this. So mind you, I haven't modified this at all. There are other vessels I've put exceptional modifications on. I feel like this one deserves it. I really want to ram this right through. Oh my God. Bunnies, you know how in Star Wars there's stuff called the Thrawn Pincer and stuff like that, or Hammer and Anvil in Total War, just general tactics, right? Can you imagine? So, little sneak peek, I totally forgot to show you. So one of the things we're going to do right afterwards, we're going to head out over here this way to Dromund Kaas, because this is where the Sith are. All the Harrower 2s, the Harrowers, the Terminuses, they've got their Manufactorum. They've got, this is the Sith like home base, right? So we want to attack this. I want to see what happens. Now, mind you, after that, there's also a new boss fight down here that I didn't know existed in Sump. Look at this. Look at this. Heroic Lancer frigates, all on the mythic Mandator 3. Apparently, if we defeat this thing, according to the description, we get the blueprint for it. So we can build this. No, the Lancer frigates, they all, as far, if it's anything like the standard Lancer frigate, they've got incredible anti-fighter capabilities. They're like the best large in the game for it, outside of the fact of they didn't really have much durability. But I'd imagine if they're heroic version, they probably have the durability. So we're gonna need stuff to, you know, take on this super lopsided focused setup, right? And just like that, there's also Fuerza, right? So if we actually head on out to Fuerza down here, this is where they've got their own Super Star Destroyer mythic legendary status business, right? So there's a heroic battle there. And then there's also the one in, I think the description said it was in Camino, right? So if we take a look at, that's Kessel, but here's Camino. There's also the Heroic Legion fleet. This one right here. And this one has a ludicrous volume of Vestige of Fate materials in order to do heroic upgrades. So these all have stuff to do with research, right? So if we beat that one with all the Lancer frigates, we're going to be able to research the highest mythic upgrade tier. If we defeat the Sith, then in theory we get Umbra, which allows us to do something. And then if we defeat the Mandator 3, we get the blueprint for the Mandator 3. If we defeat the Aeternum, I don't know what this is going to get us, but it's supposed to be the hardest thing in the game, so I'd imagine it's pretty good. So there's a lot of stuff out here. You need frigate traps then. I've been drooling for the ships in the beginning of my playthrough. She's on my side. Oh, you got it, Azrael? Heck yes. High five. You got a Mandator 3. That's amazing. Congratulations. I don't know what's going to happen when we clash with it, but we'll have to see. Right now, we're just clearing out the NRL, and then we're going to push on forward. So, man, I guess we'll find out what you already found out, right? So I'm pretty excited about it. So let's go and crank it on over and try to continue to take out the engine part factory. Right now, I realize that maybe we're drifting pretty far. We did ram into that factory at like 13 kilometers per second, so that was quite fast. Are the Sith also a boss fight? I think the Sith in general aren't a boss fight, but they're exceptionally powerful. And I think, like, mechanically speaking, it's almost as if every single ship that they have, at least in the active Sith mod, I think I read on the Star Wars Interworlds Discord that it's like they've got exceptional modifications on everything. That's down to every fighter, every capital ship, etc. So they're all jacked to the max. So it's going to be very interesting to see whether we can hang with them. Yeah, that's a thing. She's ascendancy. I can't attack her. Oh, really? I didn't realize. You know what's funny is Aeternum is Imperial, so I didn't realize that that actually still comes into play. So even though it looks like we're super far away at 78 kilometers, if I actually boost up in 3 seconds, we'll move at 13 kilometers per second, and boom. See? Just like that. We'll cut engines, and that allows us to get back on target. Sith's on the purple Kool-Aid. Yeah, cool with a C. That's right. They're super cool. My gosh. We're seriously Tokyo drifting around this factory. I'm trying to go in reverse so I can take a tighter turn here. I realize I'm going to zip towards them, but I'm going to have to slow my roll because this is a little bit faster than everything that we've got, including our medium vessels. So that kind of blows my mind. I thought that going around at like 11k was enough. This is 13k on a giant, well, larger than Lord Vader's Darth. Yeah, that's because we're moving at 13k per second, son. All right, let's just zip in a little bit closer, 83 kilometers, and let's close that gap. We probably need to cut right at 20. Cut. Oh my God! Wow, it took us almost 5 kilometers to decelerate. Yeah, something tells me, oh, we just broke an asteroid. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna let them take over. They probably can control this thing a little better than I can, because we're not even attacking right now, right? So there it is. It's attacking. It's doing its thing. We've got the standard executor. They're on the defensive platform, and we are now clearing out this NRL scrap processing factory. This is down to 6% by itself. Haven't launched a single fighter or bomber. We got the Harrower 2 currently attacking the Freeport trading station. It's only at 15% because they probably just tried to build it. And let's actually move the Eclipse in on the Mandalorian defense platform right after. So far, pretty decent start, I'd say. The Bellator's coming in mostly on its own, but I kind of feel like the Super Star Destroyers are best on their own, but supported, if that makes sense. Like, not having them be the flagship of a fleet, but just be separate so you can control them separately. I feel like we're having a better result. I don't think I'm good enough to control that executor yet, so we're just going to stick with the Eclipse for now so we can be more efficient about this. Does the mod have honeycomb ship mod like the base game? Lowering the weight might make it go even faster. Actually, take a look at this. This might answer your question. I don't know if it's called honeycomb, but the Eclipse right now, I have this. The heroic ship hull modification. So behind my head, you can see ship mass is reduced by 25%. Ship maximum hull is increased by 25%. Radar range is increased by 25%. And we get 25 extra ship countermeasures. Oh, I guess I didn't even realize that gave that. That's amazing. So that's the chassis mod that I have right now, which I think is pretty darn good. Because if I remember, I did some modifications to other things, and I think it would reduce the ship mass and also reduce ship drag. So there's other types of mods out there, but the heroic one is pretty powerful if you ask me. So really, really dig it. Right now we're sitting on how much hull? 30 million hull and 60 million shields. So, and I would say it picks up pretty quickly, just like this. So here's command of the Eclipse. Oh yeah, see, it's already going to 4200. Let's go in and just crank it over. I was going to put like a rotation mod on it, but I decided for maybe something that give it a little bit more oomph and go. So right now we're turning towards, are we still going to the engine part factory? Oh, my bad. Let's go to the defense platform. Here we go. So we're already vectored towards it. I'm going to go ahead and get involved with it. So here we are, and let's zip up and go. So ready and travel mode. 4200. Off we go. That's mostly because of the heroic engines at the moment. Super honeycomb. I got spoiled on the Hyperion. Moment I grabbed a behemoth, had to get the mass down. It was drivable. Still, Hyperion's my go-to glass cannon. It's a wonderful, beautiful ship. It's like a flying cathedral. It's like a flying cathedral. What's kind of crazy is in theory, if we get, I think if we defeat this, if we defeat the Sith, I don't know. Azrael might know better, but I think if we defeat the Sith boss fight, wherever that is, I'm assuming it's in the Sith sector that I haven't been able to breach. If we can finish that, I think we unlock the ability to do the highest mythic tier upgrade. So this is just the heroic upgrade, not the mythic upgrade. So that's really going to be interesting when we unlock that. So here we go. Zip on in, cut, and let's start dropping these things out. This is the Mandalorian defensive platform. We've gone point blank on this thing. Probably shouldn't have rammed right into it. There we go. And it holds 106 crew. I mean, 6 service crew. Well, that's the way. That's the way. You want to make sure that you can kind of, you know, take over whatever vessels that you got. Kind of interesting thing is the Hero Executor has 3,300 crew slots, but I made it 3,000. Sorry, I made it 3,000 service crew because I didn't want to mess around with Marines. I realized that they were kind of just sitting there. I wasn't using them. You may benefit by toggling autopilot. It should cancel the drift. Oh, really? Like this? Autopilot? And then cancel. Oh my god, done, you beautiful genius. High five. Wow, what a great tip. What a great tip. Yeah, that is pretty awesome. I didn't realize it worked that way. Thank you so much. I definitely am gonna have to do that. I remember, I don't know if it was you, but I remember as we were trying to move around the sectors, one of the bunnies told me try autopilot when we're at speed, and it makes a big difference where I try to turn while in travel drive mode, and autopilot can turn much more effectively than I can manually. So maybe it was you. It was a big difference for sure. I still use it. All right, let's go in and dip the nose now. Autopilot's like instant traction control. It's pretty amazing, really. Man, the ship computers are where it's at, let me tell you. All right, 72%, good start here. I'm curious how the Executor's doing. It's, oh, nice! And the Hero Executor, so the standard Executor was having some trouble taking out, I guess, factories in general, but the Hero Executor just wiped that thing off the map. That is incredible. Let's go in and have it move on to the next defensive platform out this way. Bellator's already tackling other things. We've got the standard Executor who's just going to go in and bypass straight over to the backside here. And we shall continue this assault. Here we go, 60%. We'll just slide right under. Cut. There we go, 55. We'll sit right here. So where are we at? So we were able to drop out all of the major NRL stuff, the scrap processing factory. They tried to bring on a trade station. We're going to go ahead and hit this NRL factory that's trying to come up, play whack-a-mole. That's what the Harrower is there for. We'll go in and cut out the other attack, and then we'll break left. Actually, no, we'll hit that helium refinery next. That's what we'll collapse to. I should actually take this Executor. I doubt it's going to be fast enough. So let's have it already turn and hit that helium refinery, and then basically chain over into the shipyard. Since it's going to be closer than the Harrower 2, my guess is it's going to be tanking for us, and the Harrower 2 is going to be able to focus on other things. So then we're going to go ahead and chain like that with the Harrower 2. And then when this Bellator's done, which is very, very soon, it's going to slide on over and help out the Executor. So they're going to collapse on the last defensive platform for the NRL, like that. And then everyone's going to come on back. So both the Hero Executor is going to collapse on the shipyard, and that's going to be where everyone meets up, basically. And nice thing is, it has the heroic engines. It should be able to get there very, very quickly. And then that's a wrap. So this very long feeling saga of tackling the NRL will come to a close in theory, right? So I'm going to start guidance that way. And let's see where we're at right now. We're at 18%. As we were talking, we went from like 60 some to 18%, not too shabby. And continue that attack. 14. Actually, we'll start to crank it over to the next target already, because we're still in a good position where we can have most of our turrets hitting that factory simultaneously while we vector towards our final destination, the shipyard itself. The shipyard, I would anticipate, is going to be the most heavily defended and most heavily armored and have the most HP to burn through. Right now I can see on the radar the Bellator is almost finished with the other NRL defensive platform. Its next target in queue is going to be the NRL defensive platform all the way in the northeast of this sector, and then it will meet us at the shipyard. So let's just already prep. So all we have to do is kick in travel drive and be done with it, right? And the Harrower 2 is currently just smacking down new NRL factories, moving to the helium refinery right next door to the shipyard, and then it's going to meet with us as well, right? So I think this is a decent distribution of force. And cut perfect. And we're just going to hang here for a little bit while we wait for that guy to fall. I'll go ahead and actually roll, I guess for you, I'll roll this way so that the top of us is facing the platform a little better. And there it is. We went from 9 down to 3%. I'll go ahead and let it level off on its own. 2%. 1%. Hold. 0. And the last bit. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. And it's done. Let's go ahead and kick in. And we're off to the shipyard. That's clean. That is so clean. Dear God, that was clean. Man, I would imagine that they're crying inside. The NRL's like, I thought we made it. I thought we had one last sector safe. You can't hide from the Hutt Cartel Bunny League. Bunnies, thanks so much for your help. I couldn't have done it without you. This is amazing. So I'm super jazzed about how this is turning out so far. Now it's going to be interesting as we get our butts handed to us by the boss fight. So it's going to be pretty awesome. I think we built up quite a fleet, so hopefully we'll be able to get through at least one of them. I think it'll be really neat to see what kind of rewards we can unlock. If we are so lucky, even a Mandator 3. We don't have access to a Mandator 1 or 2, but a Mandator 3? Maybe. Who knows after today, right? I'm much love, for sure. I don't know what else to say about that, but thank you so much. Yeah, you're very welcome. All right, so 25 kilometers out. Is that the shipyard? God, that thing is huge. All right, cut right there. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's a pretty impressive shipyard, I must say. There is a neutron star builder I see in the distance here. I'm going to go ahead and pitch up, just maybe shoot off a little bit of Eclipse super laser just to kind of burn off a module or something. So let's see if we can't land this somewhere. I haven't been very good at aiming this thing, so I'm going to try my best. Oh, you know what? I'm literally making contact with a shipyard. That's a bit of a problem. Okay, never mind. Never mind. The nose is already deep down below on the bottom of the factory. Well, this shipyard is down to 60% already. I thought it was going to be way more durable. So many modules to burn through, but it doesn't matter. There are enough guns to equalize this situation, it appears. And there she is. Oh my gosh. So that's a helium refinery right next door. We might actually beat the Harrower 2 and the standard Executor to the punch. That kind of blows my mind. See, Executor's still closing in while the heroic Executor just finished off the target. Oh my god. All right, bunnies, what is left? Is it just the shipyard and the helium refinery? Well, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. There is this NRL factory right here. That might be it. I know I said that yesterday, but I legit mean it. Although I meant it back then as well. Not too shabby. So really the last thing holding on to everything is the shipyard, right? That's why they still have control of the sector. Okay, let's go ahead and watch the lower left-hand corner of the screen as we are fighting, because it's very possible we'll see a message or something. This is going to be amazing. I'm going to hit it with my super shovel nose. This does kind of look like a shovel or some kind of very advanced spade. It's a gardening spade of the highest order. My goodness. All right, so 19%. It is collapsing and folding like a paper origami. That is nuts, or like some kind of paper mache. Oh my god, what is this message? What's the message? What's the message? What did we get? What did we get? Bunnies, look at that. From the Galactic News. With their final sector lost, the New Republic is now defeated and subjugated. They are forbidden to own any kind of property or start new construction projects in deep space and around planets. Anything that is left of their semblance of government is now disbanded. Oh my god. Wow. Look at that. There it is. The New Republic has officially been defeated as of 8 seconds ago. Absolutely incredible. High five. There it is. We actually did it. I cannot believe that. Hey, Smeebs. Good to see ya. High five. Remember the yacht. That's right. You know, just for that, we got to take one more look at our Darth Talon poster. We got to make sure that we know what this has all been about. It's always been about this, bunnies. It's always been... Oh, wow. That is so fast. That is super fast. So we're just going to go ahead and maybe take one last look before we push on to the Sith here. It seems like as we wade through to the destruction of the NRL. Man, so what happens if we go to the faction screen, actually? Oh, man, autosave when you transfer. Okay, we got to give it a moment, but... Oh, and the impeller... Oh, my God, the impeller is done. God, we now have fleet number 5. This is awesome, yeah? Hey, who's Kojo Bear? Thank you so much for the redemption. Thank you so much for the redemption of the Nora Helmet 2.0. I really appreciate it, yeah? And thank you so much for the redemption of Hydrate Smeebs. High five. A victory hydration indeed. So take a look at that. We actually now have an impeller out in unknown region 3. Oh, am I? Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. There's so much going on. It's probably trying to access. You know what? We'll get back to that. So all of this to defeat the NRL was because of the tribute to our red Twi'lek poster, Tweezler. Good old Tweezler. Heck yes. All right. Excellent. Well, now that that's done with, glad we took care of that business. So we head on over here. You can now see that we have access to a brand new vessel in the form...
completed. Unknown region 3.
Of the Impeller. Wow. It's kind of like a cross between a Star Destroyer that is a big cutout in order to turn it into a Harrower 2 or something like that. It's almost as if the Sith and modern, quote-unquote, modern Star Destroyers had a baby. That's pretty impressive. Curious what kind of ship carrying capacity it has. 174, so it has 85 small docks, 75 internal capacity, and 14 medium docks. That is nuts. That's nuts. But more importantly, oh, I have more than I thought. Bunnies, I'm sorry. This doesn't have 24. It has 26 octuple barbette turbo lasers. My bad, my bad. How much is sector worth if you can grab it before the other factions? My guess is not too much. My guess it's just general amount, but I don't know. I suppose the Mandalorians hold it at the moment Kind of interesting that the NRL helium refinery is still there. Let's just go ahead and wipe them out. We don't need them. I also want to take a look at the faction screen. Now that the NRL is gone, New Republic. Well, they're still there, but it doesn't say anything here. But we know by the message here that they have been defeated. So my guess is it just stays there, but overall, you're not going to see that change at all, right? So that's awesome. That's excellent. Well, I mean, I guess I'll leave this up to the Mandalorians. I mean, they can have this sector. Although I suppose it might be a good idea to... Yeah, actually, let's clear them out. There's basically a burger factory and a module prefab factory out here that we can probably wipe out. And then that's it. And then we don't have to worry about them hitting us in the back while we're doing stuff. Okay, that's convinced me. Let's just go ahead and send a few Super Star Destroyers to melt their factories, and then we'll be done with this place. Holy moly, yeah? Who needs crash bars on a battleship? Just cut out the middle and add more guns. Yeah, that's right. The dark side gave me an ideal. Replace the guns with smaller, meaner ships. Well, I feel like it's like smaller, meaner ships and more guns, right? And more guns. Always add more guns. Because right now it really seems like this thing is a... Awaiting orders. I don't know. It's like you crossed a provocator with a harrower too. Yeah? All right, so we've assigned a couple out there. They're just going to do the deed. And then I kind of want to take this impeller. Let's go in and send it all the way over to... I guess I'll have it stopped by this Dreadnought shipyard. So we'll upgrade and repair. And then we'll give it not the full 700, but -1. 699. That's going to allow us to give it a captain. So it's going to make sure that it actually has a crew. And then we'll go ahead and grab a captain. Now what's kind of interesting is that all of my captains, because of alphabetical order, they're all named Abigail. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. If you're curious, most of our captains are named Abigail because of alphabetical order. I'm really not joking. Sith can have simple logic, make capital ships triangular, make small fighters rectangular. Yes. So if we actually take a look at all of our XXL vessels, we have Captain, what's her name? Abigail Gordon. We've got Bellator class Mark II Alpha. Well, Allison, close enough. And then our executor, Allison. Okay, so there's Allison and Abigail. And then out here, Abigail. Anna. All right, so a lot of A's. Let's put it that way. I guess a lot of A's. We've got a lot of A's out here. All right, so the Impeller is going to get a crew. Right now, the Hero Executor has like 12 fighters on board. I suppose we should probably build more fighters or maybe more bombers. Bombers might be a bit difficult because they tend to use a lot more resources. Maybe we'll give them like 40 bombers each. I would imagine that we're going to need it. So we'll say scimitars. We'll go in as a bunny preset that has all of the proton torpedoes. And then we'll say if it's 40 each, that's like 80. We're going to need shield components. I mean, that's fine. Or how about 50? Might as well do 100. There we go. Shield components and missile components. All right. Yep, confirm the order. Confirm the order. As we build them, those components will come on in, and that's no problem. We can build 50 of these things at a time. Seems like it's going to be 6 minutes per wave, and then we'll be able to get 50 scimitars, and then we'll get another 50 scimitars. We probably want to make sure that we've got someone handling the shield components and all that. So I'm going to go ahead and head over to our shield component section. We probably don't have many right now. Yeah, we only have one. So they've been doing a good job. All of our mules have been doing a good job shuffling things over. So that'll come in time. I'm hoping that it'll kind of build itself as we go, and then we'll be able to kind of send the scimitars over. Okay, so let's go ahead and take stock, and we're going to head over to the Sith territory now. We probably need someone to stay behind and defend Kuat, is my guess. So if we're taking a look, who should stay behind and defend Kuat? I suppose the Impeller can stop on by, just because it's, you know, it doesn't really have a complement on it. And then I suppose maybe the standard... Well, do we need the standard executor there? Probably not. I think the Impeller is probably going to be enough, really. Let's just make sure that the burger factory's down. Looks like it's almost gone. Thanks, man, this heroic executor is amazing. I really didn't know what to think about it. I thought it would just be like the standard executor, which I haven't really been too impressed with. It's just rather slow and lumbering, but this thing, it's fast. May I say, maybe even nimble-ish?
Awaiting orders.
So there's one down, and then this last module prefab factory is getting hit pretty hard, and it's got 23%. Is there anyone else in this sector that we've got to worry about? My guess is no. My guess is this is a clear and a complete victory, and we can just get the heck out of here and move to the Sith. Is that right? I'm seeing build storage everywhere. Build storage down here. Build storage looking good so far. I mean, they may try something, but it's fine, yeah? Does the factory make Advent burgers? I mean, that's the great question, right? I mean, I don't know if Advent's out here, but if they were, I'm sure they would gladly process some burgers with their meat, if you know what I'm saying. All right, so on that note, what's the best way to head out? We should probably regroup in Kuwait. And then do we go north or do we go south? We want to head out to here, which is kind of far away. And if I look, there's only really one way in, and that is from the north. And that takes us through Mandalorian territory, which we're hostile with. Is there another way in? We could... There's Kuwait. I mean, one thing I could do is take a loot bug and then see what it auto paths, right? So we've got a loot bug in Kuwait. If I went ahead and sent them over to Stennis like this and fly and wait, where does it want to go, I guess? It's going to head southeast. Interesting. I'm okay with this route, actually. That's a decent route. I will take that. So on that note, let's go in and stage in Kuwait, in the southeast of Kuwait, and we're going to follow that loot bug. And we're going to use a loot bug to go ahead and try to maybe look a little bit further ahead. So here we go. We've got XXL, the round boys, with the 12 provocators. We're just going to go ahead and have them move to Stennis. They're already all staged up and ready, so I'm going to have them enter Stennis like this. There we go. So this is the 2 Lucre Hulk battleships and the expendable 12 provocators. We're going to have the Harrower 2. They're going to follow with the 13th provocator and itself. It's going to be interesting to see them face off against their origin, right? So they're going to head on over. There we go. And we're going to have the Billy and Jimmy Bun, the double bunnies. Bellator and Bellator Mark II Alpha here. We're going to go ahead and get the Hero Executor. We're going to grab the Ultimate Dorito, the Eclipse. And then we're going to grab the Standard Executor right here, BSS Size Matters. And then we're going to leave the Impeller. So it's not a fleet right now, but I would imagine as soon as we've got some scimitars, we can turn it into such, and then we can stick it into 5_XXL, and it'll go to Kuwait, at least in the meantime, right? Because it's currently traveling in order to get its crew, and it's going to be on its way. Although we probably want to make sure that these things are all sent. So I'm going to say capital ships first, and then anything that is point defense will go in as a fighters first, like that. There we go, including the tractor beam. So that's only 5 of these things to set.
Jump completed.
And that's looking pretty good. Mind you, it's kind of interesting. At first, we generally have to sacrifice some of the octuple barbette turbo laser, the siege capability of the vessel, in order to get some ion weaponry, right? This has nothing in the terms of ion weaponry. It's just all out DPS. It's a siege machine, which is kind of insane. I would like to see this thing burn down an enemy capital ship, right? So currently, every single one of our Super Star Destroyer fleets are heading on out. And I love how this thing is so fast. I bet this thing's going to get there first. It's like, neener, 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 follow the leader. It is the leader, the Hero Executor. What's kind of crazy is this only took like 2.5 hours to build as well, yeah? Let the galaxy burn. Hey, compelled. High five. We have currently, if you're joining us, we currently wiped out the NRL. And we got an official message, and that faction no longer exists in this galaxy. And we are currently moving to see what happens when we tackle the Sith. Now, in theory, there's more Sith out there, and there's a Sith, like, boss battle. My assumption is it's back here somewhere, because I've never been able to squeeze a loot bug past this point because it gets choked out physically and just absolutely dumpster fire the moment it jumps into the gate. It took everything that I had to basically manually control and leapfrog the loot bug back here to drop a satellite to keep an eye on this gate so I know what I'm jumping into. But dear God, this bunch is nasty. They just melted my guys. Then again, it was quite a while ago before I had Super Star Destroyers, so it's going to be pretty interesting. So let's see. We're trying to build 100 of these things, so we probably want to send 50. I'll get 50 scimitars, and we're going to have them... say bombard on the Impeller right there. So 50 scimitars on the impeller. Now it is a fleet. And we'll go ahead and rename it. And that's going to be number 5. This is
Jump
the
completed. Hook.
collaboration fleet. Because it looks like a crossover between, you know, all of everything else and basically the Harrower 2 fleet and all of the provocators. Yeah. So this guy is going to pick up its crew. It's currently hanging still so we can get all 50 of those scimitars on board. Oh, look at that. It's a Mandalorian. Let's go to mark that guy as hostile and see what happens to him.
Lancer patrol craft.
He's right next to our impeller. I'm hoping he's going to stick around. How many hundreds of thousands of guys you think I have killed? Oh, I have no idea. I generally don't kill the escape pods, you know. I just kind of do. Oh, that's the... Wow, it shoots from very far. Are those high explosive? Do they even have those in Star Wars? Can anyone see the outline out here? It's this. It's like lobbing high explosive shells or something at this guy. That is terrifying. Oh my god. You're actually seeing explosions just sort of like timed when they hit a certain point in space. I don't even know how that works, but I'm all here for it. This is a siege machine. My god. Well, that might be helpful when we're trying to take out swathes of Lancer frigates. Yeah, there are in Star... why am I not surprised? And thank you for letting me know, Tank. Good to see ya. High five. So that's going to be a real dream when we head down southwest in order to take on the Lancer frigate fleet, right? But in the meantime, let's see. The Hero Executor is probably going to get there first. So if we follow him, how far away is he? He's actually burning through these sectors in order to head out to the Sith. And I'm curious how far they've stretched, because usually they've got some kind of a presence here. Kind of interesting to see a construction vessel head out, which tells me maybe they're actually expanding, which I was not expecting. There's the Yuuzhan Vong, yeah? Well, just put it this way, a Star Destroyer is supposed to have over 40,000 people in it. Oh my god. Well, if they have 40,000 people on it and this has 3,000, then what's the conversion rate? One person in Star Wars Interworlds is worth quite a lot in the actual galaxy, right? This is basically a city. So if I actually, can I double check, double click? No, I can't see it here. For some reason, I think I'm building so many things that it's not snapping me to the fleet. Let's see, if I go like this, will it take me there to the round boys? Okay, it just snapped me over after a few clicks. Oh, I clicked already. There we go. Try the Executor. There. Wow. Okay. Methinks we might be stressing the engine a little bit. Oh, there it is. There. Oh, it appeared for a second. Oh, hang on. I'm scrolling in, but very slowly. You know what? I'm just, this is fine. This is a good view right here. You have a toy version of the vessel, like those toy cars you can ride in. Oh yeah, well, I'm trying to ride in it, but it's proving to be a little bit unwieldy, I must say. A little bit unwieldy, yeah. There it is. If I remember correctly, the older Republic ships during the Clone Wars had solid ammunition secondaries with various kinds of shells. God, that sounds positively awesome. This is why they allowed them to defend Coruscant during the final stages of the war. They got into knife fighting range and basically overloaded the enemy shields through sheer volume of fire. In this game, the Mandalorians have the mass drivers. They're the ones with them, and they actually inflict hull damage despite, impacting with shields. So I'm curious if it's something similar to that, right? Except maybe more like grape shot of the future, right? Which would be insane. I'm actually going to hop over to the Executor to make this a little easier to track, because it seems like if I don't do that, see, this is a lot smoother already, because there's only the Executor that we need to keep track of, right? God, that is long. So this is the heroic version, and it's cruising along at 13 kilometers per second. So we gotta head out and then head north and then crank it left and around. My god, that's quite a distance. The loot bug's already moving forward. We might as well move the loot bug and continue to scout. So let's see what we have ahead of us right here. Fly and wait and cross the open divide. That's what she said. Oh wait, what did she say? Mass drivers are more like railguns. The secondaries is talking about more like, oh, like cannons. Okay, there we go. Kind of reminds me of the Civil War. You jam in a bunch of silverware in there and hope for the best. We'll smack them with everything that we got. All the stuff from yester century, not yesteryear. All right, we are on through. Okay, well, there seems to be a standard harrower here, and the Valerian Syndicate is on the job. Yuuzhan Vong in the middle. That terminus is pretty much... Oh, that standard harrower is probably done. And then we might as well just continue to take a look while we travel. So far, so good. It seems like they got that under control. I was worried that I'd see like a whole nother base and a whole nother sector just filled with Sith instead of being mostly localized, right? Even though we've got all of the scimitars here, I have half a mind to add the other 50 scimitars to the impeller, and the reason why is because they would be traveling across the entire galaxy to land on the Executor, the Hero Executor, and that seems like a suicide, like a suicide travel to me. You know what I mean? Without something to protect it. So we're just going to have 100 bombers, 100 scimitar bombers on the impeller. That seems fair, if you ask me. And then we can meet them at the real boss fight, right? So I'm just going to have them join the impeller here. And they're going to join Kappa Group. Can you do that, please? Assign. Excellent. I think that added them. Yeah, it's taking a little bit now just because there's so many things going on right now. And then we've got almost the last bit of the 50. That's excellent. All right, so Lootbug still hasn't found the Sith outside of that Singleton Harrower out there. I do see the Neutron Star Builder, so that makes me think maybe they're building out here. But if that's the case in Korriban, then wouldn't they already have access to some type of admin center? Maybe they're not here to actually claim anything, you know? I'm curious what this like black square is as well. Would you recommend the King Arthur Knight's Tale and DLC? I like King Arthur's Knight's Tale, but I feel like it's not an auto recommend for me just because it took me a while to get into it. So it's not something I just went, wow, I love this. I loved it, but it took me a while. So I guess take that as you will. I haven't played the DLC, but I hear it's really good. Surf Cold's actually had a lot of experience with it, if I understand or remember correctly. So he said good things. I trust Surf Cold. We have very similar tastes. So I guess take that as you will as well. Yeah. What is that? Is that nearby? Oh, are we shooting at this? The Mandalorian cargo ship? Well, we didn't hit it, it seems. We are shooting at a Neutron Star Builder. Man, we're starting wars with everyone. We don't care. Holy moly. Well, I guess if you've got this kind of girth and length, you wouldn't care either. My goodness. Well, let's see. How many more scimitars before it stops? Oh my god, stops building. We have a lot of bombers. We have a decent number here. Just want to make sure that the impeller's well suited to its siege role. Can you imagine that? You've got an impeller with 26 octuple barbette turbo lasers, and then it also has 21 times. It has 2,100 medium proton torpedoes on its bombers. I'm not shooting innocents. I'm paving a road. Well, nice thing you know, the building materials are going to have to be replaced anyway. Might as well pave it that way, yes. Is that the Imperials? Oh, that's a CSA defense platform. Oh, man, they're under siege already. Man, we're heading on out. And then the loot bug is right at the edge. So I'm curious. I'm a little scared. If I go through here, I might lose the loot bug. Because I've been through here before, and these guys just cold, hard stop our loot bug for some reason. I'm so used to the loot bug being super evasive and being able to get out of anything, and we barely made it out with our lives. So I think I'm just going to scout up this far, and maybe I'll just follow this guy so that I know where it is that he's going and where they might be developing things, right? Because I have no reason why they should be going anywhere without protection if they're not going to build something in my eyes. So I'm not too sure. Currently, we've got 80 scimitars assigned to the impeller, and we have a few more. Excellent. So we're slowly getting there, and we'll add some more here. I don't know why. Oh wait, this is Longboy. Oh, it's auto-saving. Gosh darn it. Whenever I'm about to do something cool, then it ends up auto-saving. So then I don't know why I lose control. An Imperial Star Destroyer is a small town in space. An Imperial are superstar destroyers like LA County in space. Wow, is the traffic that bad on the superstar destroyer? Now I don't know if I ever want to, you know, travel around on one. This, I jest. Although, if anyone would know, Tank, it's you. It is definitely you. You would definitely know whether or not it's really bad or not. All right, these scimitars should be assimilated very, very soon, I believe. Is that right? Are they waiting for something? I thought I assigned them to the impeller. I could be wrong. Let's go ahead and collapse this and then try that one more time. So scimitars, Kappa, assign to Kappa. Go. Nice. There it is. There it is. And then we got 12 more. Excellent. So we've got, looks like, oh, are we building more than 100 scimitars? What have I done? That's fine. I thought I only built, bunnies, didn't I only build 100 scimitars? Oh my god, how did that, it's, no, that's 88. Okay, so we've got, okay, yeah, it's 100 scimitars. Thank god, I thought for a moment there I had more than 2,100 torpedoes, yeah. The scimitars started coming and they never stopped coming. Yeah, it's just like a bunch of scimitar Pringles. You know, once you pop, you just can't stop, right? Extra O, I don't even know that's possible. It's probably worse. Oh my goodness, well, yeah, I feel bad. I mean, Tank's probably having nightmares right now just looking at this thing. Oh, wow, that's a good number. Bunnies, look at that. Now, mind you, each of these are bombers with 3 tube launchers on them each. And each of them carries 21 proton torpedoes for a total of 7 full alpha strikes each. Nice. Right now, Abigail is headed on out in order to get some crew, and she should be good to go and siege some stuff, right? Maybe we should call this the Siege Fleet. That seems to be very straightforward, very Sith. Siege Fleet, yeah, we'll just do that. And then we're gonna maybe give it a logo of "This is fine." There it is. That seems wildly appropriate in my book, yeah? So what you're trying to say is maximum DACA. Well, what's interesting is, like, this is maximum DACA in a different, like a different type of maximum DACA compared to that kind of DACA. That kind of DACA is like, I don't even want to see ya, but I do want you to die. Could you please die on the other side of the sector, please? You know what I mean? And then this guy's like, I definitely want to see ya, but I kind of want to see ya bifurcated on the end of my ship. Because he's going to travel at 13 kilometers per second and then sort of like, you know, split the difference quite literally, right? So that's kind of how I view the differences between the Super Star Destroyers. And then you've got the Eclipse, which is very moody, and it comes with a giant super laser. So it's like, you know what? I may not do too much from afar, but the moment I'm within 30 kilometers, I'm going to give you the stink eye and you're going to just leave this galaxy. So that's basically this guy. And if you look at him from the top, it kind of makes a sad face. I don't know if you can see it. See, you've got these 2 sort of orbs right here and this kind of mad, sad face right here. But if you look at it this way, it's kind of an angry face. You know what I mean? This is the Eclipse in a nutshell. It's a bit of a dichotomy of a vessel. It's a dichotomy of a vessel. That's right. It can't make up its mind what it is. And then you've got the Bellator class Mark II Alpha, which is just balanced and beautiful and perfect. This is probably one of my favorite. I have to say, this is probably one of my favorite Superstar Destroyers so far. I really, really dig that thing. And then you've just got sort of this. It's just a massive, these are the expendables. That's what they are. Even though the fleet's called the Round Boys, I mean, it's basically 14 giant pieces of Durasteel. That's what they are, yes? So that's the idea. We're gonna get in there and we're gonna throw this at them first, just to kind of test their might, you know? Not our might, I mean the Sith's might. And we'll see if maybe they just like melt in front of them, and then afterwards we'll ram an Executor down the middle and call it even. Or what we could do is get the Hero Executor super fast and shoot right down the middle and crank a full 180 while it's drifting like initial D. And then he's going to be on the opposite side while we send in the expendables, and we're going to have this massive meet in the middle collision. It's going to be amazing. The Sith are just going to crap their pants. I'm sure that even though they can see what's going to happen in the fort. Oh, look at that formation. Wow. color me impressed, you round boys. My goodness, I didn't think they'd be traveling in formation. That's incredible. Wow. I am very, very impressed right now. Usually I struggle to stay in formation even when we're standing still, let alone in motion. That's impressive. My goodness, how far out are they? Not too far, actually. They're on their way, and this is more of a straight shot, so they're going to make it soon enough. Where's our hero executor? He's in Felucia, which is one jump away. Excellent. I do want them to form up, though. I don't want them to get ahead of themselves, so I'm going to go ahead and move our hero executor up towards the gate. I'm noticing a little bit of lag right now. I would imagine I'm going to have a lot more lag. Come on. Come on. There it is. There it is. Let go. Perfect. Okay, so the hero executor is going to blockade right here. Maybe it's a good idea to even go to the next sector at this point, but I know that there's combat out this way, and that makes me a little bit... Well, I don't want to, you know, spoil our hand. First things first, right? So who's next in line? Like, who's next closest behind the hero executor? There's our hero executor. He's on the way through. Kind of interesting that he's the same color, or the icon's the same color as the ascendancy, which I guess sort of makes sense. I guess the eclipse is coming on up, and the Bellator Mark II Alpha. So we'll have the eclipse maybe kind of do a follow the leader. So we're going to have the eclipse next. I just wanted them in sector, but you know what? Now we'll actually organize these things a little bit. So we'll have him... He probably needs to be in the middle of the sector, because I bet this executor's actually this long. He's like a quarter of the sector long, right? Yeah. Then we're going to have... It was the double bunnies, right? The double bunnies. Jimmy Bun. We'll have him break left out this way so he can come in from this angle and then basically just brutalize whoever's on the opposite side. I know the Impeller is currently heading on over to get refit, and then it's going to be in Kuwait, and it's going to be the closest to the boss fight after this. And then we've got the Long Boy. Oh yeah, the standard one. So we'll just... That seems pretty good, because the Eclipse is kind of in the middle. And then after that, we got the standard Bellator. We'll have them break right so that they're approaching from that side. So they're going to be near the free port. If we need to pick up any materials, now's the time to do it. Then after that, the Harrower 2. I mean, let's just brute force our way in. And then we've got the Lucre Hulk with the 12. We'll kind of be in the middle off to the left so that we can be close enough. We sort of just roll out the bed and then get right through the jump drive as a result. We've got the Hutt Pirates out here. Good thing that we've got a pretty decent relationship with him. And our loot bug is where now? Because he's been following... Oh no. So our loot bug followed the Neutron Star Builder into enemy territory. At least we have a little more of an idea of what they got, right? Oh my god. What have you done, sir? Oh, they've got a foundry out here. You know what? We might as well take advantage. He didn't get blocked at the gate. He didn't get blocked at the gate. All right, new orders, loot bug. Before you die, just move as quickly as you can. Find out as much as you can about this place. Few waypoints needed right now. And then in theory, get the heck out of Dodge, right? Okay, let's see what happens with him. I don't know if he's gonna make it. We need intel right now because I have 0 intel. A lot of Sith cargo ships, Sith freighters. Oh, he immediately goes into fleeing state. Come on, come on, come out of it. Gate control. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's like an ant swarm. Oh. Okay, come on. Get in there. Come on, turn around. Can you go south? Turn at a 90 degree. Here we go. Pause for a second. Make this your priority. Make this your first move. Go south and get out this way. Come on. That's away from the mass. There it is. Come on. Come on, you can do it. Trust me. So this is what we're going up against. That, you remember how agile the loot bug is? If the loot bug's having trouble, I would imagine we're going to get locked down hard. He went around. I feel like I'm playing American football. He's like, Blue 32. You got to run the rabbit. Get around the edge here. All right, come on. This way the Empire's fighter swarms can't hit anything if you don't know who to shoot. Man, I mean, I'm telling you, they've got the Force on their side, though. What am I supposed to do? They know exactly who to shoot. I've got the swarm. I'm just going to shoot anything that's red, but to me, they'll probably kind of go like, we're actually your color. We're green. We're like, oh no, bunnies always shoot at the green. Well, actually, maybe that'll work out. If they want to say that we're green, they might have misunderstood what the bunnies are all about. We always shoot the green. right now. Delicada cruiser. That really reminds me of Dhaka. Maybe that's their version of Dhaka. It's like a fancy Dhaka where they say Delicada. So far, I'm just seeing the Foundry, or just the Foundry. Kind of impressive they can do all that with basically like one shipyard is what I'm guessing that is, right? He got away, speedy little guy. Isn't that the truth? Lot of mine. Oh, there's a new... Okay. There's a new sector. There's a new sector I've never seen before. All right, new explorer, just go ahead and get through. That's your priority right now. Get in there. What's in there? What's in here? Come on, you can make it. Just make a beeline for it. Make a beeline for it. And cut. Oh, crap. I think I found the heroic fleet bunnies. I'm pretty sure I found them. Umbra. Oh, boy. Oh, that's... Oh. So, in research, there's this. Umbra research. Choose wisely. What the heck does that mean? Choose wisely. Okay. Okay, maybe we won't get to other boss fights today, bunnies. Wow, so they have their regular fleets out here and they have this one? Oh my god. Wait a minute. So this is some kind of Umbra thing. Sith Empire carrier. Umbral Harrower. I'm guessing like a Harrower 2. The Umbral Terminus. God, those things are beautiful. What are these? Umbral Harrower. So those are like the Harrower ones, so to speak. The quote-unquote smaller ones. So it's a bunch of Harrowers. A bunch of Terminuses, all mythic. And then they've got some Harrower 2s. And then they've got whatever the heck this thing is. And then they've got all these heroic Umbral Furies. Oh, oh boy. Okay. I don't know if I'm ready for this. Maybe we do need the bombers, bunnies. Maybe we do need the bombers and we sort of like engage it from like the others. Can we engage it from like 3 sectors back? They may have the force, but we've got the slime perks of working for the Hutts. Okay, never mind. We are bringing in the siege machine. I'm sorry. We've got to wait for it. I don't think we can like try to test the midrib, but something tells me the midrib's pretty hard. Oh my god. Time for more bombers. I mean, bits of sand on sandpaper to grind them down. Holy Jesus. If this is our first heroic battle, that's awesome. Let's get in there. Here we go. So our siege fleet's currently here. You've got you know what? We're going to leave Kuwait alone. Forget Kuwait. If someone wants to take Kuwait, they can take Kuwait. We're just going straight in. So forget that. We're going to go ahead and cut this. That's your next order of business. Right now we're getting crew. And the impeller's just going to go right on in. We're sending everything that we got. We're going to see what they can do, right? So here we go. We've got more scimitars to follow. I'm hoping that he's still going to be close enough for a little bit. He still has to change equipment, so these scimitars might be able to catch up if they can get out there fast enough. Yeah, we definitely have to save before we start. Obviously, we're going to get there before the impeller is. I'm going to save, and we're just going to go in and poke at the Sith in general. But taking on the boss fleet, something tells me it's going to take us a while to get there. So maybe this is what we do. But I'm telling you, that's pretty awesome. Oh, wait, what happened to the loot bug? Did we lose the... I bet you we lost the... Yeah, we lost the loot bug. Oh. Bunnies, I just want to point something out. Let me let it roll in the background. You know how the loot bug is super evasive? Like, we would send literally 114 of our best TIE Defender elites with heroic stuff on it to try and shoot the loot bug, and it'll take us like 5 minutes to kill one loot bug because they're super evasive. In the time that we were looking at that fleet, I forgot loot bug didn't have follow-up orders. It's dead as of 27 seconds ago. They just knocked that thing right out of the sky. So something tells me we cannot rely on evasion. Something tells me they may have the force on their side, and that is maybe not so great for us. But so they're super accurate. They're super powerful. They've got numbers. They have quality. I mean, what more can you ask for? Oh, and then we've got this fleet to get through. We have the whole sector collapsing on us. We have to fight our way out to the boss. And You know, maybe if we take this sector, we can stage here, right? I bet the boss is leashed. If the boss is leashed, he can't invade this way. And then we can actually, you know, clear out Dromund Kaas, which only has 2 buildings in it. And then we can kind of blockade and then move in. Maybe that's how we have to think about it. We can't just like make a beeline for the boss and hope to attack the boss. Holy moly. Well, normally I'd say let's go and try something else, but I mean, we're already here. So this is what we're committed to. You can already see a good amount of our fleets are arriving on the scene as we trail out fighters behind us, which is not a good practice in general, but that's why we're staging in a relatively friendly zone, right? Oh my gosh. So something tells me the impeller, I mean, he's still trying to get the crew and dock. So he's already, yep, he's going to dock. He's going to get his crew. It's going to take like 5 seconds or something. So he's going to be off before we can pick up the scimitars. So they're going to be trailing out in the backside. So I can only guarantee we're going to have 80 scimitars. I can't guarantee we're going to have 100 because we might lose some along the way. But it is what it is. Oh boy. All right, go ahead and queue up even more ships. Hurts less when the next drink's already ready. That's true. The thing is that we have a lot of like ship rebuilds here. I suppose, do I need more fighters or do we need more bombers? I feel like I need more bombers, right? But I already know I'm low on missile components and shield components for the bombers. Yeah, we probably need more bombers. 100 more bombers. All right, I will try. But something tells me, I mean, I need some way to ferry them around, you know what I mean? And I'm kind of sending all of our stuff out here. So bunny preset, add a shopping list, and then we're going to come in with 100, and there it is. Going to be a while till we can build some more. But yeah, it's asking for 52,000 more missile components. But yeah, that'll come online on its own. It's just going to take a little bit as we're fighting. So there it is. That's going to be trickling in the background as it eats up all the Durasteel and everything. So, oh boy. All right, let's get into the Eclipse here, because it's actually at the staging area. Not for right now, just to replace the ones we will lose as the Sith burn their souls. True enough. Truer words never spoken. All right, so we're currently in travel mode. I'm going to go ahead and set it right on the opposite side, and we'll see if we can't just post at least the Eclipse on the opposite just to plug that gap. I'd imagine the Eclipse is going to be very capable in stopping like a terminus or something like that. So we'll sit on that side so that we don't have to worry about anyone interrupting all of our vessels landing and stuff like that. We currently have both bombardment and interception duties docked on the Eclipse. And we are at 200 kilometers away. I think we're going to pass the Hero Executor. He should be in the front, right? Pretty sure. Or was he still behind us? Oh, he's still behind us. Okay, so he's still picking on up, yeah? Send them a peace offering. A copy of our yacht poster has red in it. Heard they like red. Well, you know, it is a poster of Darth Talon, I think the bunnies were saying. So maybe that's a good peace offering, you know? I mean, I'll gladly send them our yacht. I suppose we could scout with our yacht. And then we can get vengeance in self-defense against them. That's how it worked with the New Republic. So getting rid of the New Republic was a different kind of challenge. This is its own kind of challenge that involves, well, a lot of combat. So let's try not to hit that thing. But I don't know if I can. There it is. Cut.
Jump completed.
Where are we at right now? Is it just the Yuuzhan Vong? Yeah, it's just oh, it's that little guy. Okay.
Let's see what you got for me.
Militia Dreadnought? What do you mean, let's see what you got for me? My guess is we're attacking this guy.
Oh, that looks interesting.
Drop your cargo. Are you telling us to drop our cargo? Ignore. Wow, really? Okay, I'm sorry, but... So we went to go and scout with our Eclipse, and this little militia dreadnought asked us to drop our cargo. That's just insulting. That's a little bit insulting, my guy. Something tells me you've got a death wish. You know what? I will gladly grant you... I will gladly grant you your wish. Tell you what, I'm gonna try to make it quick. How about that? Okay, let's go in and crank it on over and give him a little taste of business here. Well, at least give him a port broadside. How about that? All right, crank it. Oh, there he is. There he is. Yep. Yep. Come on. Even in base game, pirates are not very piratey, trying to rob largest in front of the cops and asking for you to spare them. Well, this guy definitely didn't drink from the IQ juice. Let me tell you that. All right. Yep. Bet you're wondering if that was a good idea now, aren't you? You know, we were allies. You know what's going to be really funny is if the Valerian Syndicate all of a sudden says, you know what, we're hostile to you. And it's like, it's not our fault. Someone tried to rob us. We had to defend ourselves, right? So we're mostly facing him now. This is what he tried to rob.
You're going to get it now.
What do you mean we're going to get it now? Are you looking? Use your eyes. Oh, look at that. There's like a terminus right here off of our port side. You can no longer dock at the Valerian Syndicate. They don't like you. Okay. You know what? I didn't want this. I just came to take a look-see-loo with my scout, and here you are all trying to jump us. I don't think that's very kosher, my guys. Overall, I thought that we were friends, but it seems like you don't want to be. Jeez Louise, guys. Come on. Read the room. Read the sector. Read the sector, my guy. You see this? I realize it's stealthy. I think you just crashed into us. That's what happened. Oh, look. Oh, loot. You know what? I'll take your loot. Guess you need to do the stupid scan. Wish that was not in base game. I mean, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, I'm fine with this. If they want to, you know, I kind of feel like Michael Jackson should all of a sudden jump out in a spacesuit right on top of the eclipse and go, you got to be starting something. You got to be starting something. Too high to get over. Yeah, yeah. And this whole time, they're just like, oh, I can't help but dance. Can you imagine a music video like that? Man, that would be so good. I would pay to see that. Let me tell you, I would pay to see that. Oh, they got themselves an ARC 170. Where did that come from? My goodness. Yes, I'm taking your loot now. How does that feel? Was that your lunch money for the next at least a month? Well, guess what? It's your lunch money for the rest of your life in at least the next 2 seconds. So, quite frankly, I think you may have misspoken. And if you don't want to admit it, you really should. Wow. Okay, one left. Oh, wow. Okay, I got a little too involved in combat that maybe I might have... Oh, what the heck is going on here? What is this? Oh, see, they're fine. They're just sort of pseudo-hostile to us. They're not openly hostile to Valerian Syndicate. Look, I didn't want to start anything, guys. It was not my fault. But I will turn this ship around. And let's go ahead and get back on over there so that we can at least stop any sort of hostilities before the rest of the fleet jumps in here, you know what I mean? So we're just going to go in and get the Bellator, and they're going to close and at least point at the gate, so it's a little bit easier here. What the heck? Wait, who are we attacking? Wait, legit, who are we attacking right now? Did you follow us? The one remaining survivor followed us, and we happened to be killing a Valerian Syndicate guy right in the middle of a... Okay. I mean, all bets are off. They started it. It's not our fault. It's not our fault, bunnies. I mean, let's find out. If we're just trying to... We're trying to fight behind the 7-Eleven, and here you are bringing it right into the main street. I don't know what you were thinking. You notice we do have a good firing angle on all your friends, right? We do have a good firing angle here. So he followed us. They probably came out to follow you, and now everything goes hostile. Damn near impossible not to kill the whole map. Well, I mean, this is what happens when you got a lot of firepower. Maybe this guy's in a weird spot where you're not allowed to hit him. You know what I mean? Oh, no, you can hit him. You can hit him. It's just hard to hit him with giant capital ship weapons. But he's not really moving. Seems like he's a little stunned. The moment this guy pops, I'm curious if everyone goes hostile. At least we've got some backup in sector, right? In the form of a hero executor literally next door. This guy's super dodgy, or we're just a really bad shot. Fly swatter. Okay, ready? The moment he goes, what happens?
Awaiting orders.
Pop. Okay, so let me double check here. Okay, so they have not gone hostile. They haven't gone hostile. They realized that guy was a jerk. Everybody else was like, you know what? I don't know him. He was always starting something. And we're a lot smarter. Oh, am I literally pushing this guy out of the way? Look at him. Look at him. He's like, yeah, I'll come along for the ride. Why not? Why not? We just want to go through there. So, you know, it's a little friendly nudge. You know how it goes. Sometimes you need a friend to take you to new places that you're afraid to go yourself. Excellent. So far, so good, bunnies. Nice. Didn't start a whole intergalactic war. That's a plus. Maybe we rubbed some people the wrong way, but you know what? That has to happen. You got to break a few eggs in order to make an alien omelet that's worth at least 1 million C-bills. All right, so the Executor is on the way. Excellent. This is the standard Executor behind the heroic Executor. And then, of course, we are waiting for the Lucre Hulk with our expendables in it. There they are. Awesome. Oh, yeah. See, that's what I was waiting for. Okay, so they may have a fleet, and we also have a fleet. How about that? I want to start the engagement with these guys. I think it's going to be a good way to test them. And we can find out if, you know, at least they're susceptible to, let's say, octuple barbette turbo lasers and giant eggs. That's the idea. So we're heading on in. Let it not be said we didn't give them targets to attack. Off we go. And I've been very impressed. Over time, they've been getting better and better. It's like these guys have learned a thing or two, which is excellent. So what I like to do is have them just stage in Stennis, which is right here. So everybody's almost here, obviously not including the impeller, which, speak of the devil, I should probably get these scimitars to land. So we'll get them on the impeller, and we'll add them to Kappa Group. I did notice that the impeller's currently in Selenin, which is CSA territory out here. So our scimitars have to travel all the way from here, all the way out there. I'm going to hang back on the other scimitars, leave them in Unknown Region 3, and not send them out immediately. If I send them anywhere, I guess I will have them go to Kuwait Drive Yard so that they're at least sort of like a third of the way to the destination, right? I don't know if they'll all survive, but we are moving through relatively friendly-ish territory, so I'm hoping that it will be the case. Man, who would have thought that... I guess it's a good thing that the Sith are so far out of the way, but my goodness. They really chose a hidden place to kind of fester, for lack of a better word. All right, Impeller's going to come up this way. Where's the Harrower headed? Harrower's like right in the thick of things. We'll just kind of nudge him a little to the left there. Excellent. Great. Oh, that's the stuff. Harrower's in Felucia, so he's a few jumps away, right behind the egg. So yeah, that's basically it. That's basically it. We've got everyone here except for the Harrower fleet and the fleet of 14, the Round Boys. These guys right here. So these are the Round Boys. And look at that. Wow. I can tell that they've been working on their formations. I feel very proud right now. I feel super proud. What does this even look like? Like if I go into a live stream view, can we see the other provocators? So they're moving through Felucia, almost at the gate. Look at this. It's like a turntable, you know, they're just... Jirrit, 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 jirrit. I don't know if they're trying to dance to the music or... Oh, okay, they're just trying to jump through the gate. That makes sense. It's,
Awaiting orders.
If I, let's say, cancel here, and then now that they're in sector... Oh, I guess they're not in sector for the eclipse, which would make sense because we made it through. And it looks like the VLS made it through as well. Okay, fair enough. Well, let's just head out this way. We'll get the eclipse here, and we're going to crank it around so that we're facing the right direction.
Autopilot.
Excellent. And then, of course, let's go ahead and just follow these guys here. So, the Round Boys. When the Round Boys are up on the gate, I think we're good to go. And we're going to post up outside of Kromenstrasse or whatever it's called. But on that note, bunnies, I'm just going to go ahead and move the camera to them. But I'm going to be right back. Just going to use the restroom, okay? So, let me just go ahead and live stream view these guys once more. They're just forming up, and they're going to head on forward. And I'll be right back. Thank you for your patience, bunnies. The thing I want to know is whether or not the Sith will abandon vessels. My guess is the morale is very, very high, and it's going to be difficult for them to abandon vessels, but it's going to be interesting to see, right? So right now we're out this way. Let's go ahead and autopilot out so we're facing the right way. We now have... Oh, Mandalorians here as well. Those guys are such jerks. I'm so tempted to open up on them, mark them as hostile. Actually, I should probably mark them as hostile. That'll make me very happy, but it's going to disrupt our formation a little bit, so maybe I won't. Let's already start to move some of these guys forward because they do take a while to get to where they want to go. There's Korriban. So we're going to form up, let's say, how about in this square right here? So we're going to have our Harrower. And we're going to move ourselves right on top of the square as the reference point. We're going to have a Bellator. We're going to move right on through. And we're going to have them right on the top of the square here. But on the inside of it, got the Mark II Alpha right in the middle of it. We've got the Impeller. We've got the Executor. Standard Executor is going to be towards the bottom of the square. Hero Executor is going to be just on the bottom on the outside of the square. And then we've got the Eclipse, which is basically just going to go ahead and lead the charge because we're going to be in that. And I guess for the Impeller, we do have him heading over. We're just going to have him maybe like right here and prepped. There we go. So we are making our push now. So there we go. So we're headed out. I don't know why the MDR decides it wants to follow us. Seems like a bad place for them to be. Almost like they're following their own doom. They know I don't like them. They totally know I don't like them. Are they just trying to pick up loot or something? Do they want a vestige of fate? How about I do this? Mark as hostile. There. Enjoy this one. You feel safe now? Bet you don't feel very safe now, do you? You're traveling right next door to us. We're right there. This black stealth capital ship here. Oh, look who's behind you. Oh, the Executor just flies by. Look at how fast that is. That's insane. I cannot believe that. Hero Executor's just doing its thing. Just vamoose. Let's get the heck out of Dodge. Golly, that's incredible. It's already on site. Look at that. And we were traveling well before it was. Look at that. That's crazy. And it's on the way. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just kick in like this and get to that gate. Autopilot. Kick that down so we've got the angle. And let's head on in. There's basically like two close jumps, and we're on the Sith's doorstep. 4,200. I'd like a moment for the fighters to actually catch up so that we have them on our side. Oh, are they attacking the MDR Lancer? That's so... I think we have over 1,000 TIE Defender elites with us right now.
Autopilot engaged.
So there's a Bellator Mark II Alpha. There's the Hero Executor. There's the standard Bellator. And we're heading through the gate. So we're all getting squared off. That's quite a gun line if you... All right, prep. What's interesting, the Hero Executor only has 12 fighters on it. It basically has 0 fighter support for the most part, effectively. But the rest of us have fighter support for sure. It almost makes me, before we lose a ship, I don't know how quickly the enemy is going to burn us out. I feel like we should probably... We might need to load and get the fighters off of the capital ships before we engage. I don't know. I'm hoping that's not the case. I'm hoping we'll be able to last a little longer than that. Let's just go in and reorient ourselves here so we actually have a line right on the gate, and we're going to make it through with the Eclipse first. What is this?
Terminus.
Oh, it's a Terminus. Nice. We actually get to engage one of these things?
You're really asking for it now.
I really want to see it from their perspective, but he's moving right now, and I want to make sure that we've got more guns on target. All right, dip the nose, dip the nose, dip the nose. Come on. Come on, dip that nose. I'm surprised we're only shooting ion cannons at them. Why is that? Attack capital ships first. You know what? Maybe is the terminus not considered a capital ship? But I mean, it should fall back and hit him anyway. Let's take a look. So here's the terminus. God, he looks so cool. He actually stopped. I don't know why. I think he's using the force. I think he's using the force right now, and he's hoping it's going to help him, but it's really not. There we go. Dip the nose. Crank to the right. Excellent. Dip the nose some more. Yeah, enjoy this, buddy. Enjoy that. Yep. That's right. So much for the force. How do you feel about that force? How do you feel about that force? There it is. Okay, they're not so bad. I'm kidding. I'm sure that once they have a bajillion of those things, we're going to be in trouble. But that was very satisfying. I don't know what he was hoping to scout. Maybe he's just transmitted with his mind back to the rest of the base. He's like, be ready. Blockade the heck out of Droman Kos or whatever it's called, right? I don't think we're close enough. Did he drop any good stuff? Containers? A lot of Sith terminus? I don't know what his loot is, actually. I hear that they have the potential to drop the best mods in the game, like the exceptional stuff. He does have cash, at the very least. Alien, eggs, interface units, exceptional ship nanoweave. All right, so we're just going to swing on by for a second. We're just going to, you know, take a quick gander. Let's head out that way, please.
Autopilot engaged.
And we're just going to turn this on and just make sure we can maybe pick this up. All right, excellent. I just needed to, you know, get into my inventory. That'd be great. Exceptional ship nanoweave. It's right there. Can we... Maybe I need to send one of my fighters. Oh, gosh darn it. I don't want to send my fighters. Can I borrow the Hero Executor? Can he do it? He's so fast. I mean, look at him. Guy... Are you just gonna pass me up? Is that what you're gonna do? Okay, let's hang tight. Excuse me, could I borrow you from BSS Longboy? Do you think you could maybe head on over and grab this thing? It's super important to the future of the Hutt cartel, let me tell you. Here, why don't you just grab all these things, and then I'll be on over very, very soon, and I'll ask you to dump out your pockets. That's how this place works. We're like the mafia, you know. Trust me, I'm gonna give you lots of protection. You just gotta dump out your pockets first, right? Excellent. Okay, great. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. We're going to continue onwards, but, you know, I'm going to meet you soon. Trust me. All right, there we go. So we're just going to maybe head out this way. I don't know who's attacking us right now, but they better not be anything big, right? Eclipse is heading out this way. And autopilot. What do we got?
Neutron Star Builder.
Oh, Neutron Star Builder? Okay.
Autopilot.
I guess we'll aim at him.
Autopilot.
Cut the autopilot. We got to head down this way. He's 68 kilometers away. If we just drive under him, we might be able to destroy him. Oh, he decided to nope right on out. That's a good idea, let me tell you. All right, zip forward. Here we go. 77 kilometers. Excellent. Looking good, bunnies. How are you feeling about this engagement? How are we feeling about this engagement right now? We're heading into Corbin, and then we are there. That's the staging point right behind this gate. All right, we are through.
Jump completed. Corbin.
And 197. So engaged. Now we're heading out this way. Let's hold. Were they able to pick up that nanoweave? He's on his way. Come on, get that one. That's the one we need. This is the one we need. That'll actually allow us to get the purple modifications. Man, just that one vessel. Can you imagine how much they must drop? God, we need to make sure that we do the loot magnet. Bunnies, please don't let me forget to loot magnet these guys. Because even if we die, obviously we get the ability to do permanent upgrades, so that's pretty epic, right? All right, come on, my guy. Just grab this, and I'm going to hop right on over. You can hang on to the rest of the stuff. I just need to make sure you grab that one. There you go. There it is.
Awaiting orders.
He got it. Excellent. Okay, just double check where we're at first. I want to get to our destination. Are we going through like clouds or something? Okay, there we go. We're picking up.
Autopilot.
So zip forward 90 kilometers. 70 kilometers. 60. 45, 30, and we're going to sit right at the front of the formation as everyone forms up. There we go. Cut. Full cut. Hang tight. There it is. Okay, let's go and give up the con. We're going to hop over to the scimitar. And we're just going to maybe acquire the goods, so to speak. All right. Thank you very much, sir. All right. Good job, Boris. Keep up the good work. Keep up the good work, my good sir. There we go. Excellent. Awesome. And we are back on over to the Eclipse.
Jump completed. Korriban.
Okay, double check here. So the main reason why we're on the Eclipse is because we get to shoot that super laser, and that might be important for flying away. Let's go ahead and delete this because it seems like the Eclipse is somewhere else it wants to go. We're just going to go ahead and fly away this way so that it's facing the right direction. Harrower 2 is in position. Nope, don't do that, please. There we go. There we go. Got the Executive buff. He's going to be out on this side. That's excellent. We have the standard Executor. Got the Bellator Mark II Alpha. We got the Bellator itself. And then, of course, we need the Expendables. That's what I want to know. Where are we at with the Expendables? Oh, nice. Wait. Oh, I didn't give them new order? I thought I told them to move forward. My bad. My bad. That's a very nice formation, by the way. I love it. Look at this, bunnies. Look at that. Isn't that incredible? They did such a good job. Man, they're ready. You've even got some of them stacked on top of each other. They didn't have enough space in the V. Flying V that thing out of here. Let's go. Let's make that happen. You're doing a great job. I love it. I love it. Speaking of scimitars, we don't want to send them immediately. I'm going to go ahead and maybe just move them off the dock. So I might have them fly, let's say, we'll have them fly out to Kaylee and just fly and wait in Kaylee. That's probably like a safer point. We've got a lot of miners out there. Although, you know what? That doesn't sound too safe either. Maybe I'll have them move to... Yeah, let's cancel that for a second. I want them... We'll go remove all orders, and I'm going to have them go to our Durasteel factory. That seems a little better. Because that is under the protection of our patrols. And the scimitars aren't exactly going to defend themselves from Yuzhan Vong very well.
Waiting orders.
All right, Executors on tap. That's awesome. How we doing? Excellent. So everyone's filing on in. So what do they have on the other side? We know they've got a Harrower 2 right there. We know they got a bunch of Delicadas. We've got a bunch of Supremacies that you cannot really get in the game. And I don't see those Terminuses. I do see a standard Harrower here. They're not really widely spread. They're pretty concentrated. So I almost feel like the best thing to do is flood fighters through first. Or I suppose if we break through with the Eclipse, we're going to draw their fire. And we'll want a bunch of fighters afterwards. So I feel like we want the Bellator Mark II Alpha to come through. Or maybe the Hero Executor can go through first. That would be a good one. And then we can flood our fighters. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to go ahead and get the Eclipse. And we're going to say launch interception. So we've got 20 of these squads. And they're coming off the docks. They've stayed docked this whole time. And then we're going to get the Hero Executor. And we're going to move them up and prep. And we're going to be right behind on the stack. Hero Executor is kind of unique in that it doesn't really have a lot of fighters right now. So he's just going to burn through and essentially like take the hits. And we're going to follow up right behind, right? Excellent. And then we will go ahead and give targets to the Manufactorums on the crew right behind. Where are those giant eggs? All right, eggs are coming on through. Come on, we need you guys. We need you. I don't want you too far behind. I don't want to start it until they're at least in Korriban. So they just have to make the short jump right here. So we're just getting on the stack.
Awaiting orders.
Interesting placement for the Executor. All right, where are these guys? Forget about the formation. You just got to get on the move, guys. What I could do... Oh, I realized I didn't actually name this one yet. So let me go ahead and rename it. So right now, it's going to be easier to find. So it's going to be SD BSS DACA 12 and go. Nice. Just double check after it had its all the turrets potentially reset on their behavior.
Awaiting
Looking
orders.
good. Turrets looking good on the eggs. The eggs are expendable. Executors all stacked and
Awaiting
ready.
orders.
Go ahead and clear all orders. Hold. And I'm going to hop over to the Eclipse. And let's get this squared off on the gate, because it's going to be a rapid follow-up. So where's this gate? It's off to the left, I believe. It's this way. So let's aim, because we can pick up in 1 second. And then we save. Because I would imagine at that point, even if the eggs and the 12 provocators aren't in Korriban at this time, they're going to be right at the edge of it, and we don't need them until the siege moment. The impellers are going to be more for boss battle sieges, and it's going to take a moment for the hero executor to turn and get through there, although they kind of tend to strafe when they go through gates sometimes, so it's possible they go through sideways, which is going to be really odd, but it's going to give them a unique opportunity to shoot at a different angle than maybe the enemy's expecting. There we go. We are now lined up with the gate. Perfect. So just going to go ahead and keep that aim. We're going to go ahead and cut all engines, and we're going to hold in this position as soon as we get down to 0. And hang tight. 50 kilometers out. Let's go ahead and hard save here. And we are about to move on the Sith. High five, bunnies. We finally got here. Holy moly. Moving Super Star Destroyer fleets, it takes a little bit of coordination, let me tell you. It's not perfect. We don't ever have everyone in their places yet. And I have a feeling the moment we initiate this, no one's going to have a pretty formation. It's going to be pretty messy, but we're just going to flood this place with firepower and hope for the best. So cross your fingers. We just saved outside of Droman Kos, and now we shall initiate. You ready, bunnies? So, Hero Executor of the Execubuff fleet, I'd like you to send yourself towards... Actually, get in there and attack here on the Harrower. We'll have you attack targets in range immediately. So we'll go ahead and buff up this way. There we go. And then we're going to follow right through. And the moment we've kind of dropped some of the heat, we'll go ahead and have... Oh, he's through. He's through. All right, spool up. So he should be engaged already, and we're going to hop through and see what we got. It's just the two bigger ones kind of breaching the gate. And we are prepped. Cut. Engaging. Okay, so hang tight. What do we got here? We have quite a lot of people here. Fair enough. I guess as a target, we've got all these Delicadas. I mean, obviously, I want to hit that Harrower too. We popped the Harrower too. I do see some Terminuses. These are ore miners. There's some behind us. This guy's already cranking it. He kind of went through sideways, which is what I was hoping for. In the meantime, I suppose if we have anyone follow up, the Bellator Mark II Alpha would be great. And they've got the other Executor. So what I'm going to do is just organize. I'm going to say, I'd like you to hit... I think they got a refinery, the Manufactorum, right next door. We'll have them all crank left. So we're going to attack. We'll have the standard Executor move to attack right here. And we're going to have our Harrower 2 basically just mess them up in the region, attack targets in range. They've got a Provocator with them. And then we've got the standard Bellator, and the Bellator's going to crank left. And then we're going to form on the Foundry, is the idea. So I think we've all got orders except for our Lucre Hulks, which are going to move through. We're going to attack targets in range. And then we're going to move through and hit that Foundry. So that's the idea. In the meantime, we're going to focus in the Eclipse on the Harrower 2. So that is on target right now. And crank it over. Here we go. Gotta grab a help. Oh yeah, I don't know if we'll have it, but yeah, I hope you have a good meal, my guy. All right, coming around.
Danger.
We are being hit from every angle, but Unfortunately, it means that we probably have their attention, right, on our tanks as the fighters go out. And they've already been pre-deployed. One TIE Defender Elite has been downed by a Supremacy.
Incoming missile.
Come on, 8 kilometers. We're trying to turn this around. I want to get on that Harrower. There he is. There he is. There he is. I don't know if I can hit him with a super laser. I'm going to try. I don't know where the aim is. Primary weapon group 1 is selected. Come on. Come on. I just hope our own guys don't jump in front of this laser. All right, it's almost on target. Almost on target. And loose. How did that not hit? Well, that didn't hit, unfortunately. That did not hit. I mean, all we have to do is hold this position and see what's going on, right? So, oh my God.
Incoming. You're making a big mistake.
I really, you know, that might be, my friend. But, that's so many ion things, right? How's it doing? I mean, we've almost down the shields on that guy.
Are you? Okay then.
Crank left.
Incoming missile.
Come on. Hold. Shields on the other vessels that we have here seem to be intact. Hero Executor, I can see on the radar, still has the shields. That Harrower 2 is almost down. Harrower 2 is down. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and pause and see where we're at the moment, right? So right now, a lot of things have bailed. We probably could have captured some things, but at this point, it might be a little overzealous to try to do so. We definitely have an advantage in the situation. I think turning to the Manufactora might be the right idea. We'll hit the Delicada, or better yet, I'm going to hit this Harrower with us. The rest of our guys are going to fly by one Delicada. I think it's going to be fine. So this is the next target right here. Super Laser's offline for a while. Still haven't, after hitting that XXL Strident, I've had some difficulty hitting things with the Super Laser. I think I'm on target. It looks like it gets close, but I don't see the guys drop. So kind of an interesting one. All right, we're bringing it around. Now, most of the guns are not going to be shooting at the Harrower yet. He's currently just under 60 kilometers away. Oh, he went supernova. I bet the Force, he probably felt the Force ripple on that one. So far, we've only lost one TIE Defender Elite. Pretty good, considering. I can see the Foundry in the distance here. I just want to make sure that this is right on target. I might actually switch, take my current enemy. We still have a decent number of shields. Oh my God, slideshow. Oh my God, slideshow. All right, coming around, coming around, coming around. Travel drive is offline temporarily. We're gonna go ahead and boost forward. I may need to be out of sector for this. I don't know, bunnies. What do you think? I could also drop it to low detail. That is also a possibility. Okay, I'm just going to do a standard boost right in. Right now we're at 49.6 kilometers.
Awaiting orders.
Damage is getting serious.
That's a target. All right. Go ahead and try to escape if you can. Get repaired. People are hitting us. My guess it's the Supremacies. And we got a lot of fighters, so although I realize that I should probably let the fighters loose. I realize I haven't done that, as silly as that sounds. So if we take a look at the round boys, they're a little bit far back, but right now I have everything docked. So I'm going to go ahead and that's launched. I think for them, okay, for them it's loose. The only thing not loose are the scimitars, but I know for sure when it comes to these guys, yeah, these guys are docked on the Harrower 2, so we're gonna let all those fighters out. Bellator, everything but the bombers. Same thing here. They're launched. This great impeller should be docked, although no, they're not. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure that those are docked. All 105. Oh my God, we got 105 scimitars on there now. We'll go ahead and loose on the standard executor. We've already loose with a 12, and then on us, we have them loose. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. Let's continue. That way we can try to even the odds with the supremacies. I will turn on the loot magnet though, because who knows what's out there. I see some stuff's heading our way. Advanced shield generator coil. Basic ship nano weave, so already getting some modification materials here. Durasteel frames, extended fuel containers. I'm so glad that we've got behavior programmed in for different things so that even though I can't control things worth a darn right now, I'm seeing a Harrower 2 right there. That's a new target right there.
Engaging.
All right, we're gonna boost on in. And I'm gonna dip the nose.
Get out of here.
I wish I had access to my travel drive right now, but someone keeps dinging me. And we're to stay low. We gotta be within... Oh, there he is, there he is. We wanna slide right underneath. Then he can only use half of his firepower. 27 kilometers. We're still boosting, so all the guns are on hold. 25. 24. I wanna slide right under 12. – 20, 19,
Incoming missile.
17. We need to be at a minimum within 16 in order to fire, but the rear guns have to go too, so we're starting to dip. We're giving them a flat surface. We're getting hit with boron, diamond boron cruise missiles, and let loose.
You're asking for it.
So I'm going to go ahead and say attack my target. So all of our main guns are going to hit my current enemy so that we can drop that Harrower 2. We're immediately going to switch over to the Harrower 1 right after. So basically all the reds and the blue, right? That's the idea. Because we can drop those shields. We don't have the super laser on right now. And most of our fighters are probably intercepting all of the supremacies behind me. And we're currently taking the brunt of the hits, but we have the shields to do it. So I'm hoping we're going to be able to survive, and everyone else is going to naturally just start to gather around and dump into the enemy. So here we go. Attack my current enemy, and we're going to give this guy as much as we can. Guy's at 100% right now.
Incoming missile.
10 kilometers. Hold.
Striking.
I don't know if we're hitting him at all,
Danger.
actually. Yeah, it feels ineffectual. 99%. So we gave him a little bit of a tick. Oh, God.
Incoming missile.
What kind of a force am I facing off against right now? Pretty decent sized force, mostly on our own. You can see
Danger.
all the fighters spread out behind us,
Incoming
engaging.
missile.
We lost a couple of TIE fighters so far. All right, he's at 85%. 79. We lost a third TIE Defender Elite.
For it now.
Incoming missile.
71.
Wish you hadn't done that.
Awaiting orders.
We're going in and tossing out countermeasures, but I don't know how useful it's going to be against us being a target this size. But they're actually,
Incoming
for
missile.
once, taking out
Danger.
down our shields. So our shields are down by like a fifth so far. But this guy's at 36%. I actually don't want to overshoot, so I'm going to stop and cut engines because I'd rather stay in front and allow all these guns to hit. There we go. Now he's dropping rapidly. Now that the shields are gone, we're just going to obliterate this guy, and then we can shift over to the terminus. The closest one is on the
Danger.
right side. I don't see him shooting too much. So those are good hits.
Won't last long.
43. This is really a slideshow. I apologize, buddies. I thought my computer's pretty good, but this is next level for sure. All right, so this is in
Terminus.
3 kilometers.
Striking.
Hopefully we can hit him.
Incoming missile.
We'll just kind of cant this way a little bit. That guy's getting hit. Drop him out. Good focus fire.
Incoming missile.
We're currently a third of our 60 million shields down.
TIE terminus.
Got another terminus right behind. Now there's terminuses on our left as well.
Incoming missile.
But let's dish out to what we know we can hit pretty well.
Awaiting orders.
Incoming missile.
We are really tanking. No need for finesse. And now we're going to switch close by here.
Incoming
I
missile.
think that's a vessel. Yeah, it is. There's a standard harrower back here. Let's go in and just cruise on towards him. Once we get into half shields and 30 million, we're going to have 30 million shields, which is the same amount that our hero executor has. 4.5 kilometers. All the heavy ion.
Incoming missile.
There was another vessel behind this harrower too. I can't tell by detail what it is.
Awaiting orders.
God, this thing is so strong. It's so strong. All right, good hits, good hits. I want the target down before we shift. There it is. That's a clear.
Harrower star destroyer.
And we have a standard harrower. Okay, let's go in and cant left a little bit. I feel like, okay, let's turn on the loot magnet as well. Let's might as well stress the computer, right? Stress the computer a little bit. Okay, we are now at 50% shields. There's 30 million shields remaining on the Eclipse. Our super laser's almost at a point where we're back online. But I don't know if it looks grayed out, so that has me a little worried. If maybe it's damaged. Good hits.
Awaiting orders.
On the Harrower 1. We're going to switch over to the Terminus. We definitely have their attention still. We're just under half shields.
Delicada
Select.
cruiser.
Oh, Dakara's. Never mind. Not a Terminus. Hit that guy, please.
Danger.
Nice.
Awaiting orders.
I hope we don't lose our Eclipse.
Danger.
Awaiting
Let's
orders.
double check the battlefield at the moment. What's the situation looking like? Obviously, we've been standing completely still. We have our Bellator Mark II Alpha getting swarmed as it pushes towards the Manufactorum. It definitely needs more assistance. So how are we doing with our expendables fleet? Round boys, you on site? Round boys are on site. That's excellent. I feel like while we need help, I feel like our Bellator Mark II Alpha needs more help right now, right? So I'm going to go ahead and say attack targets in range right here. And round boys, we're going to go in and bump the priority down on the Foundry. And we're going to bump the priority down on the attacking the targets in your area. And you're going to focus right here first because they need help pronto. All provocators, please switch. You're going to go ahead and hit this Inquisitor. And then we're going to go into attack targets in range right here just to run screen. Just to double check, we're going to go ahead and loose bombardment. So that means that you are now clear to launch your scimitars. I also want the Executor down below. Yeah, flyby loot. Oh, nice. I think I saw that, but I never picked it up. That would be great here. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. This is the standard Executor. We're actually going to hit that Inquisitor. Loose on scimitars. And we're going to change the order. Inquisitor is number 1 at the moment. I think we can hold out on the Furies, at least with our shields. Seems like we got a Delicada as well. Oh, no, that's a minor. So no worries there. No worries. And I guess for the big boys like the Lucre Hulks, we can have them kind of move to Brawl and hit this Delicada before they push. I'll just have them as a secondary like that. And currently we've cleared out a lot of the caps that are on us at the moment. There's a lot of large miners, I think, behind. So just get these guns off the field. That's very rapid indeed.
Delicada cruiser.
There's the next one. We're already canted in the correct direction, and we'll just try to melt them as quickly as possible, right?
Awaiting orders.
Melt them, melt them, melt them. Bellator Billy Bun is under attack. I really need you to resist. I mean, you're not running away anytime soon. I hope I don't lose you. I really don't want to. All right, what do they have?
Delicada cruiser.
There's a Dakar right there. 4.8 kill.
Shields hit.
Hang in there, Bellator. Hang in there. I couldn't tell. I think it said Billy Bun. That would be the standard Bellator. The Jimmy Bun is the Bellator Mark II Alpha. I do want to see which one and if there's anything that we can do about it. So if we're looking here, pretty dire, but that's the, yep, this is the Billy Bun. So this is the standard Bellator and it's currently under assault. We're going to lose some scimitars soon. It seems like they're moving to attack on the Inquisitor. That's great. I dig that for sure. And I think the shields should last as long as we get rid of that Inquisitor, because that guy is potentially more powerful than he looks, right? So where are we at? We're in the thick of things. We're attacking this, and then we've got a Delicada close by. I don't think either of them are closer to death, so we're just gonna hit one and then the other. Doesn't matter. So wipe one out. There it is.
Danger.
That is a clear.
Delicada cruiser.
And I'm gonna hold and get the next target because I can't see it otherwise. That's our target now by hitting T. Bring it over to the left side here. Our engines are completely killed at the moment. And we got to dip this nose.
Danger.
God, this whole screen is flooded with bunny fighters. Come on, guns. Come on, guns. Hit that guy. That might be enough. That might be enough. I am seeing a Harrower in front of us, so that's our next target. Hit him. Good. Good hits. Good hits.
Danger.
We have some shields left, but not a lot. Come on, hit that. Drop him, drop him. Excellent. He's down.
Harrower star.
There's a Harrower. He's 129 kilometers away, so that's not a threat at the moment, but he's going to be here soon enough. So seems like our next order of business is to crank it over right and hit the terminus on the right side. Escort terminus. He's just got TIE Furies and stuff like that. We've got a Delicada along the way. I suppose we can kind of target the Delicada as we sweep right. 15
Danger.
kilometers. Oh, negative. Hold. I want to hit the terminus instead. So that's this gentleman. There it is. There it is. Okay. Hit this guy first. We're going in reverse to make it a tighter pitch. We're going to yaw to the right. Pick up the loot magnet. Nice, nice, nice. Guns out, guns out, guns out. 50% shields. 40% shields. I'm curious how our allies are doing with the Inquisitor right now, way out by the Manufactorum.
Really shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't, but we did. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Danger.
Excellent, good kill. So right now we've dropped out most except for the Delicada, which is close by, which is this guy. And then after that, we've got miners, and way in the distance, there's a Harrower out here somewhere. My guess is he's coming in. Oh, he's heading on in towards our Bellator Mark II Alpha. That's not good. Well, let's see. Did they hit that Inquisitor? Inquisitor is really tanky. My God. I feel like the Bellator needs to make this guy a priority, not the Manufactorum, not the bombardment. So we're actually going to have him directly assault the Harrower. There it is. Attack. And we're going to bump that up in priority because we've got other people focused on the Inquisitor to cover his back. We just got to trust them. And then we're going to go ahead and get all the provocators currently focused. We'll have maybe 4 through 9 cut over and hit the Harrower out here. Although I should probably drop their orders and then move to attack. So they're getting reinitialized with a new order, and a lot of them have very, very, very fast spool up times on their engines. They should be able to move to intercept like interceptors, and we just want to make sure that their bombers are now cleared for launch. So they're going to dump scimitars into that guy. Every single one of them has another 20 scimitars on board. So between 4 through 9, that's going to be, well, I guess not all of them do. I guess it's only going to be 60. So 60 bombers coming their way. All right, I was going to say if they all had the 20, but I forgot that I was only able to arm so many of them with the bombers. Man, that'd be pretty good. I think that might buy us the time that we need. We're going to go ahead and focus on the Delicada. I forgot that there's one in front of us. I just need to go ahead and target it. This is the last of their caps that are really close to us, burning down our shields at the moment, and then we'll move to assist. So hopefully the fighters are going to stop us from being able to use our travel drive. So hopefully the boost is going to be sufficient. We just want to slide right under this Delicada. If it's just fighters attacking us, I think our shields have enough recharge rate that we're going to be able to outlast and sustain. I'm seeing octuple barbette turbo lasers coming in from the left side. Must be some of the provocators as they fly and angle towards their targets. The Inquisitor and the
Danger.
Harrower. We're gonna go ahead and try to boost. No, our engines are completely dead. Engines are completely dead. We're moving at 70 meters per second to the Delicada.
Something hit us.
Come on, buddy.
Danger.
And heavy ion is being fired upon the Delicada. They're down to 96%. We can actually boost
Danger.
now. Lost a Raider 3, lost a TIE Defender Elite. That's no big deal. More worried about the Bellator Mark II Alpha. Here we go. We want to be within that 6 for all the guns to lose. So 9 on boost, 330 meters per second. And right on 8. Cut.
Danger.
Firing.
Oops. I didn't
Where's he
mean to
at?
hit you.
Yeah, it seems like our Eclipse Super Laser is off cooldown, but we can't fire it because it's disabled at the moment. So they took out our Eclipse Super Laser. We're going to have to repair that thing. And that is a clear on the Delicada as far as I'm concerned. Excellent.
Awaiting
Beautiful.
orders.
All right, hold. Where are we at with that Harrower in the distance on the left side? Looks like provocators have intercepted him. Bombers are on site. The Bellator Mark II. That's a provocator. How's our Bellator Mark II Alpha? It's a little worse for wear, but making it through. I do see there's a Terminus mixed up in there. I think we're going to be okay. Manufactorums, miners. Wow, the Executor just punched all the way through. I'm just going to go ahead and say attack all targets in range. And not too bad, bunnies. These are all miners as far as I can tell. And what's left in sector, at least immediately as a threat to us, is this one Harrower and that one Terminus. I'm going to go and target the Harrower. And we're at least going to angle to it. And maybe we'll have the opportunity to move once the engines come back online. So banking 115. Engines getting killed again. So someone's shooting at us.
Danger.
I think I do see on the radar a little blip of red. I think it's like a TIE Fury or something like that. Or a TIE Bow. Get it? Billy blanks. Billy blanks.
Danger.
All right. He disappeared. I do see still a little more. Slow cruising.
Danger.
Actually, what happened to the Harrower? Yeah, he's still there.
Striking.
Scimitar.
Yo, mate. All right then.
He's in front of us. I have a feeling we're good, because look at that. His shields are down.
All right then.
I did have him targeted, but pretty sure he's done.
Danger.
Yeah, he's done. He's done. Excellent. Provocators were able to intercept. That's perfect. Our Bellator Mark II Alpha still has shields. It looks like it's only small fighters on the field.
Striking.
Looks like there is a Terminus in there somewhere. Yeah. Oh. Nope, that's a Supremacy. God,
Danger.
this is insane. Oh, yeah, one Terminus. He's basically done. Very nice, bunnies. Great job. Minimal losses, as far as I can tell. A lot of miners, a lot of freighters, right?
Danger.
A lot of miners, a lot of freighters. How's the Manufactorum?
All right
Looks
then.
like
You
it's ready for sieging. Definitely ready for sieging. All right, bunnies, let's go ahead and collapse some of these provocators. Right here. There we go. And we're going to take all of them. And we're going to go ahead and remove all orders. And now you've got a bombardment order right here. So I want you to hit that Manufactorum. The fighters and the bombers are probably on the way to hit all these miners out there just because they're targets of opportunity.
Sorry.
And for us, I want to make sure that we're getting close enough so we can actually pick up some of the loot, because the loot is potentially very, very useful. Not only is it cash, but
Awaiting orders.
my goodness, it's going to be
Autopilot.
potentially
Engage.
upgrades as well, right? So we're cranking it on over. I think our engines are, yep, engines are back online,
Awaiting orders.
but it looks like our Eclipse Super Laser is offline. We'll have to assess that when the time is right. Now, mind you, there is a foundry off behind us once we crank it on over, so that's going to be a little bit
Awaiting
scary,
orders.
but I think we've got enough presence in the sector that it's going to be all right. And mind you, we're just clearing the way to the boss. We are clearing the way to Labos, which says something, right?
Container.
So we're going 93 kilometers, but we are also near some containers as well. So if we look, we're just pulling in what we can. That's advanced shield generator coil, Durasteel frame, advanced shield generator coil, advanced shield generator coil, advanced weapon chambers. Oh my gosh. So I can't pick those up, but I can make sure that someone's out there grabbing these things, right? And then hopefully we'll be able to jump on over and get that captain's loot is the idea. All right, off we go. We're going to get over to the Manufactorum. We'll spool up. Kick it into gear. 80. 60. 50. 40. 30. And cut. And turn on that radius. I'm curious. Are we picking up what we're looking for? We're not making it move, so let me boost in. We'll spool up and cut.
You make a big mistake.
So we're 5 kilometers out.
Taking shield damage.
We're not. Oh yeah, we're pulling in some loot. Not a ton of it.
Awaiting orders.
Let's bank left.
Damage is getting serious.
This is seriously a
Awaiting
slideshow.
orders.
Can we? I might help with the Manufactorum just to remove some of what's on this field right now. 36% of the Manufactorum, so it's not too far off.
Orders.
Let's go ahead and hit these guys. Lost one scimitar. Lot of octuple barbette turbo lasers right now. So we'll just kind of angle ourselves and see what it's like here. So mind you, here's the Manufactorum. Oh wow, that was a little too far out. And we'll get in a little bit. Oh god, that was, yeah. Control of the cameras right now a little tough. But you can see that there's a lot of octuple barbette turbo lasers. I cannot wait till the impeller gets here. So 21%, they're just getting hit from as many angles as you can think of right now. Golly. 17%.
Have you actually flown a real ship before?
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. Absolutely.
Silly thing to do.
15%.
You can't stand against us.
All right, who's just as a point of... Okay, yep. Good thing we were cautious because there is a warship behind us now. I do want this executor to go ahead and clear its orders and attack. So I want you to hit the harrower that's coming around the backside here. And I bet we've got a capital ship in here somewhere. I bet we've got a capital ship in here somewhere. Well, no, we're all on site. It's fine. I think the executor is at least going to delay him. So I will just try to pull in some loot now that we're closer to the base. We are definitely grabbing some loot. You can see it right there. Excellent. And there's a whole bundle right over here as well. Yep, we're picking it up. This is super slideshow. Super slideshow. 4% left. 3%. Not gonna worry about that harrower right now. 2%. 1%. And the Manufactorum still at 1. Have you heard about Chalino Sand? No, I haven't. What's the deal with this Zest? 0% in theory, just a little bit more.
New attack orders. Pump leader.
Come on, I want this thing to go wreck.
Acknowledged.
That's gonna free up a lot of our provocateurs here.
We have new attack orders. Engage. You are free to engage.
And
Sorry about that.
I don't know if anyone has an angle on whatever the last module is, but...
Waiting orders.
Oh, I'm seeing some heavy ion cannons get out there, so that tells me maybe we do. On whatever the last module is.
Split. Now show
Awaiting orders. Engaging.
Or not. Oh my god. Where's this last module? That's crazy.
Taking shield damage.
Awaiting orders.
How we doing, guys? Hang tight for a sec. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pause that. How they doing on this Harrower? He seems relatively untouched. They've got double terminus and they've got the Harrower. And most of us are focused over here because we're all trying to get rid of this Manufactorum on the last fraction of a %. But I'm going to go ahead and override and send all provocateurs to already start to move to intercept, right? So we'll go ahead and clear their orders. So clear all orders for provocateurs. You now have a new target. That's going to be this gentleman right here. He's still fresh. So dump on in. Clear the terminuses as well. Like so. And then move to the foundry. We should probably do a swing by and then move to the foundry as well. Seems like the Lucre Hulks are there alone. And then I guess our Bellator Mark II Alpha can just attack targets in range out here. And let's get back to it. So I'm going to crank it over to the right if I can. It is a wreck. Bunnies, we did it. So the Manufactorum is down. Immediately move to clear. So I'm just going to go ahead and set a guidance to object on the Harrower to make sure that we pick him up. I mean, he's definitely getting picked up, but I mean, like, for us. So we'll go Eclipse, and we're going to go ahead and right-click, and we're going to guide to object. And as soon as we vector out, we'll go in and turn on that loop magnet once again, because we're going to be heading in a direction where there's a giant mass of the stuff.
Orders.
He's 61 kilometers. He was a Mexican singer singing songs from the narco corrido genre.
Orders.
Ballads about smugglers and stuff. He got shot during one of his concerts. Oh no! Then sometime later he got taken away, but a group of SUVs with Mexican police plates was found dead with... Oh my god! That... What made you think of that? Is it because we're part of the Hutt cartel? Is that what made you think about it? That's horrible. I'm sorry for them.
Awaiting orders.
Sounds like they got maybe mixed up in some pretty nasty stuff. That sounds quite harrowing, so to speak, right?
Awaiting orders.
All right, almost got that angle. Almost prepped. Already the provocateur's on the way. 50 kilometers and spool. Here we go. Spooling up. It was in 1990. Well, no kidding. I mean, whew. I don't know if I should feel comforted by that or... There we go. We've got sight. Go ahead and dip the nose.
We were hit.
And we're going to help out here. That guy's really fresh right now.
Something hit us.
Lucre Hulk BSS Egg 1. I'm going to say escape, but more just so that you don't just hang around in some place that you're not supposed to be. I'm going to assume that the turrets are still going to go. And I know BSS Egg 2 is currently with BSS Egg 1, yeah? Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. I'm going to... I'd probably... Usually I'd make a joke and say the Sith have a pretty tough life right now too, but... but I'm... Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry about that. Like I said, I don't know how that came up, but yeah, that sucks. Alright, so far so good. This guy is not in the best of places right now. There's our Eclipse, that's him. I do like the fact it's a very narrow channel here. It does look like a smaller Harrower 2 with a narrower channel, but I would assume he's protecting some kind of gun in there or something like that, right? His shields are almost down. Yeah, no worries. No worries. I don't think you are. I was just not really too sure what to say about it. I admit that I don't know much about the situation, and you know, I don't really have much to comment on it as a result, you know. But yeah, that sucks. I mean, I guess I'm glad it's in the past, right? Not that it doesn't happen now. There we go. We're down in the terminuses. I think I'm gonna head over to the Lucre Hulks now, because they seem to be having a little bit of... They're getting their world rocked a tiny bit. Because we got to get out to that foundry, right? And then I think we've kind of cleared most of this sector. Is it still red? Yes. The foundry's still out there. Let's go ahead and guide to the foundry. Right now, any other warships close by? I think what I'm going to do is I am going to get the standard executor and we're going to post up on the gate. And primarily because they do still have non-boss fight forces and they might come at us still, right? So let's go ahead and just hit that foundry. I'm learning Spanish, so I'm ingesting tidbits from South and Central America history. Oh, that's cool. Zest, that's really cool. Okay, that I can get behind. I think I understand that, yeah.
Striking.
No, that's really, really cool. I mean, normally if I'm learning a language or something like that, I mean, I am not so invested that I'm looking at the culture and the history and stuff like that, but that's really, really cool, yeah. I think that's going to help out a ton. I mean, I'm very impressed. That's awesome. I'm glad that you're doing that. I'm proud of you. I know that's you know, you're taking it more seriously than I probably would, and that's really great.
Striking.
All right, so we're on our way. We're trying to get in there to help out with
Last
the
order could
Lucre
not be
Hulks at the
completed.
moment. It's interesting to find out there's a whole genre dedicated to narco smugglers. I mean, I've heard random things of the ingenuity of, I guess, narcotic smugglers and like building actual legit subs and stuff like that, not just really crummy ones over the years, you know. So definitely very impressive, the ingenuity. Lucre Hulk has been destroyed. All right, we lost the BSS egg number 1. So that's our first capital ship down. We lost BSS egg number 1.
Awaiting orders.
Do a hard cut. We still have BSS egg number 2. Let's hang tight though, because he was the leader of that fleet. So who naturally takes up the edge here? Round Boys, Provocator. I'm gonna have on Iota and Kappa like this. We're gonna have the Provocators underneath this Lucre Hulk, and they're gonna lead. So I'd like them to bombard for this Lucre Hulk, and we'll put him on beta. And then we're gonna get this gentleman, and he's gonna bombard. He's gonna join beta right here, and that should reorient everything behind the Lucre Hulk. There we go. Now the only thing that I got to do is adjust the fleet name, and we shall call it 1 XXL the Round Boy. It's no longer Round Boys plural because we lost one of the Round Boys, and then we shall collapse that, and we're back online. There it is. So BSS egg 1, BSS egg number 2 is still engaging, and there we go. Move to attack. So we lost a BSS egg 1. No bueno. Go ahead and get the magnet on, and we're just going to go ahead and slide right underneath this foundry, and we're doing the same bombardment. Our shields have actually taken an uptick at the moment. Yeah, did you build that carrier or fabricator or something? Which one are you talking about? You mean, did I build the egg? I captured the egg, but I did build all of the other stuff. Whoa, it seems like we got hit by something. Did we get hit by a provocator? I bet we did. Yeah, we just got rammed by one of our own ships. Seems like there is a Sith freighter next door. Yeah, provocator hit us. So we both lost massive volumes of shields in that exchange. He actually landed in hyperdrive right into our back, and that knocked us off course. So I'm going to go ahead and autopilot just to gain traction, and then turn off autopilot.
Disengage.
The thing you said you'll be able to build in 40 minutes, the huge thing. Oh, the Eclipse? I'm in it right now. Oh, you mean the impeller? You're talking about the impeller. Oh, that? I don't know where that's at. It should be traveling here. We did finish the impeller, and it does have 105 bombers on board, and it is here coming its way. There it is. You can see it's got a ton of bombers on board. There's the impeller, and currently it's at Thule. I don't know where that is in relative to us. Oh, it's very close by. Look at that. Impeller is on site. I'm going to get him in a Corbin, and they'll hang tight right here. There's no point in getting them involved at the moment. They're just a pure siege machine, which I suppose would be great here. I suppose he could do that. Okay, I might bring him. So right now this is full dock, and it looks like all the weapons have been overridden when they got more of their crew. So I'll say attack capital ships first, and then the only thing we'll adjust are going to be the tractor beams down. So attack fighters first, and this is the thing with the 26 octuple barbette turbo lasers. And then we've got about maybe 2,300 proton torpedoes aboard, something like a Bell or R2-D2. You mean the Bellator? Well, I mean, the things that we built today. So we've got a Harrower 2, we've got a Bellator, we've got a Bellator class Mark II Alpha, we got an Impeller. That's the siege weapon. We got the Executor, the hero version of the Executor, and the Eclipse. So those are our XXLs at the moment outside of the Lucre Hulk itself, which is the Lucre Hulk battleship, and then the 12 provocators right here. So that I think that's our entire roster at the moment. I'm not too sure which one you might be referring to, but as you can see, we've got quite a lot of stuff. I'll go in and have the Impeller get involved, though, so that he can actually get in on the attack, and we'll clear the fly and wait just so that he can just make a beeline for it. I don't know if this thing's going to be... It's pretty durable. I'd imagine it's still going to be around. We're going to go in and cut. We are flying farther away as we speak, because we literally got hit and are still being pushed by that provocator, so we can't maintain our distance. The provocator's literally in our hull right now, pushing us away from the target. That is not helpful. Okay, what I might need to do is leave the sector so it can right itself. So I'm actually getting on board the Impeller, and that should smooth things out a little bit. So I'm going to leave the sector so that clipping is no longer an issue. There it is. Okay.
Jump.
And I'm going to pause. I'm going to reissue orders to the Eclipse. Man, that sucks. He took a huge chunk out of both of our shields. Recall subordinates, negative. Let's go ahead and delete all orders. And we're going to tell the Eclipse to move to attack the Sith Foundry like that. There we go. Excellent. Get that started. 100 to 1 Cartelians. Well, 105 for us. All right, we are on the way in the Impeller. And as we travel, let's just see how this does. Any shields close to being done. You can see provocators just shooting on by with their heroic engines. I mean, we've got this place fully surrounded. We did lose an egg. We've got freighters getting taken out. We're using proton torpedoes on freighters. That's not exactly what I'm hoping to do with our ammunition. Oh boy. Okay, so the Harrower, that's either a new Harrower or that's... Or we never finished the job. I'm assuming it's a new Harrower. We definitely need someone on that. Let's get... I guess our standard Executor's still out here. I want the Bellator on it. The standard Executor isn't exactly a fast mover or fast to respond. I will have him attack the Harrower. And I will actually move attack up on the priority before recalling subordinates. That sounds great, actually. And then we shall fly and wait afterwards. Right now, we've got an attack order in the Bellator that should be sufficient. All right, let's go. Keep it up. How many more ships you can build before your frame rate goes to 0? No idea. No idea. Sith Foundry is at 78%.
Jump completed. Korriban.
Okay, we're in Korriban. We're next door. Hero Executor is not involved right now. Let's get him in on the attack. He's got a 3-second spool up. There we go. Right click and attack. Perfect. Get in there. Get in there. Didn't realize he was just chilling back there. He's definitely fast enough. Harrower 2 is back as well. Get him in on the assault. And if they do build anything, it's going to pop out and immediately get hit. Where are we in the meantime? We're in Korriban at the moment. We're flying on in. We're not quite there, though. I have half a mind to quick save right now, but I think I'll wait until I get in a sector. Man, this thing is beefy. 70%, 70%. I want to see how many... I want to see 26 octuple Barbette turbo lasers. My guess is these are the batteries right here on the sides. There's like... Because that'll come out to 12 each side, right? That's going to be nuts. Unless there's also some down below.
Hits.
TIE Defender Elite. The Eclipse is under attack. Resist. Yes, Eclipse. Resist. How are the shields right now on the Eclipse? I know that they're lower. I definitely don't want to lose the Eclipse, that's for sure. Yeah, shields seem fine. They're at 20 million. We do have scimitar bombers trying to hit the Foundry further.
Jump
That's
completed.
66%, so we took 4%. Let's go in and save. We have now just entered the sector with the Impeller. We currently have all the scimitars set to dock, so we're not going to launch all the bombers just yet. It's 105 scimitars. We're trying to save those proton torpedoes for the heroic fleet. So we want to down these guys, and then we want to shell. Did the Sith give you trouble? Well, I mean, I wanted to... Oh, I guess it depends. I could interpret that many ways. Do you mean like, were they difficult to fight against, or did they piss us off, or how are you interpreting that question?
Awaiting orders.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna take command now, and let's get in there. Here we go. Take command of ship, and we're targeting that. Autopilot, off we go. Difficulty fighting. Yeah, they're very difficult. I mean, we had losses. We lost to BSS Egg. Never had that happen before. So yeah, they are difficult. Absolutely. 160 kilometers. We're spooling up. We have a standard engine, so no heroic charge times.
Autopilot. Disengaged.
But if I dip the nose... Come on, dip the nose. It's not really responding too well. That was a little late, but it's all right. We're moving at 6,200 meters per second. Oh my god, now we have to load a lot in. This is where everybody is. Come on. Come on. 50, just don't hit anybody. 30. Cut, cut, cut. Okay, I don't know if... All right, we're getting closer. Are they going? There we go. Octuple barbette turbo lasers. Some of them are shooting. Nice. Holy moly. Are they stronger or weaker than the boss with the... I have no idea. I never fought against the frigate kindergarten. But that is something I want to try. For sure. Nice. Wow. So it's all along the sides of this thing. What a beast. So we just took like 2% off the thing. Man, this foundry's insane. Absolute insanity. Well, we seem to be in a good spot because we can just kind of keep shooting whenever they're off cooldown. But this is Le Siege Machine. I do want to double check to see if there's any sort of shield emergencies out this way. So far, at a glance, seems like our cap ships generally still have shields. That's 100%. And if we head back to where the Harrower was, where the Executor is, or Executor, we have the Bellator on site. So I'm assuming they took down the Harrower. Oh, what is this? Hero Oppressor. Where did you come from? The Sith has the Heroic Oppressor. Like, legit, where did this come from? Oh my gosh. Hey, who's Kojo Bear? I think so, but I don't know where these come from. They're just kind of come out of nowhere, unless they like travel drived and I just wasn't, maybe I just wasn't looking right because I'm so focused on the foundry. All right, let's go and get the Bellator turned around. We need to hit this thing. It was hiding behind the sofa. They've got a lot of sofas out here. Very difficult in order to figure out what's going on. All right, so our Executor is getting hit from all sides, but fortunately it's got guns for stuff like this. That seems fine. We'll crank it around. We've got another Harrower coming through the gate. That's why we have the Executor there to stuff that gate. And then we also need a little bit more help. Maybe we'll crank the Harrower back. Harrower 2 is not needed out here. And we'll have it move to flank on the Oppressor. But it's going to take a while for it to turn around, so I don't know if he's going to be there in time. What I can do is send the Provocateur, his backup, the 13th Provocateur that has Darth Vader's tie advanced on it, and we shall move to attack. I'm going to make that his new priority. He's going to get into position. Excellent. Yeah, it's a sofa country. Well, I'm glad that they've got nice, leisurely furniture to help them out. It's very, very nice up for them, right? Okay, let's hang tight and pull in whatever loot we can in the meantime. So,
Sith Foundry.
51%. There we go. Off we go. Man, this is quite the siege. Quite the siege. Grabbing loot. We have a completely empty cargo hold. We're actually taking some shield hits now, down to 50%. There go the octuple barbette turbo lasers. All right, release. All right, 49%. We'll go ahead and just sort of like slow roll it underneath. I am a little worried by the shields. You know what? I'm going to do something crazy. I'm going to loose all bombers. All bombers loose. So launch bombers. And we're going to go ahead and give it the con. and then give them the attack order. So right now, here's the impeller. We do have it on the attack right here. So attack, cancel current order to overwrite, and those bombers should fly. They should fly. I'm just hoping that we can down this thing, or at least reduce its output before it gets too crazy. I'm gonna hop over to the Eclipse and make that a priority. I know that there's the hero back there, but right now I'm worried about what this foundry can do to our vessels. So we're gonna get up on the con and get this thing in the fight. It seems to be pulled out of the fight momentarily. Taking command. And I think we need to turn right. Yeah. Obviously, it's a little bit of a slideshow. We'll go in and target. There we go. And crank it over to the right. 34 kilometers. Yeah, we're not even shooting at this thing. 4 absorbing hits. 44% remaining. Man, I hope they don't kill our impeller. It's a good thing we saved when we arrived in system. Can you knock his engines out and stuff, or just general shield and hull damage? You can knock out engines, absolutely. Absolutely. It's just so far we've kind of done the brute force method. And we're dumping as many rapid fire heavy turbo lasers into him as possible. And we just sort of hit him wherever, doesn't matter.
Awaiting
All right,
orders.
spool up. And cut.
Oops. That was a bit of a wild shot. Sorry about that.
You're fine. All right, hang tight. Pulling in the loot. And we got him targeted, so I think the guns are shooting at him.
Awaiting orders.
This kind of reminds me of playing games as a child, because
Thanks for
my
your
computer
help.
was not the best,
Preparing to
so
dock.
this is kind of what it felt like at times.
Awaiting orders.
Man, this foundry is the real boss right here. It's 34% at the moment. I don't know how our impeller is doing. I hope it's okay.
Impeller plus stand
That's the
by.
impeller. All right, impeller's fine. Impeller's fine.
Building drone. Sith foundry.
There's the foundry. All right, 31. Go in and dip the nose. Roll. I do want to take a look at that hero oppressor. What's it up to? Howard 2's on the way. Bellator's on site. Hero oppressor still has full shields, but the Bellator Mark II is behind it. And then we also have another Harrower here as well. So I guess we will make that a secondary priority as soon as that main target is down. And continue. Here we go. Keep bombarding. Keep bombarding. I just need to keep this thing facing in the right direction. The 1,000 fighters and bombers are causing frame rate issues. Yeah. I just added 105 more bombers to the mix. So, oh, someone blew up. I don't know who it was. It wasn't us. That's for sure. You notice
Something
that
hit us.
Bellator, Billy Bun's under attack. Makes sense. Makes sense. Resist. Resist.
Affirmative.
That's who we just tried to control. Come on, keep the guns on target. No, please don't drift into the provocateur. Okay, autopilot. Nope, that didn't work. I don't think it took my input. It's no longer taking orders. It's no longer taking orders. Oh, please don't hit the provocateur. I'm pretty positive we're gonna hit the provocateur. 18%. Come on. Come on, guys. Keep it up. Keep it up. 17%. How's the oppressor? How's the Billy Bun? Well, Billy Bun's okay. His shields are still holding. Oppressor shields are at half. Looking good. Looking good for us. 16%. Once we clear this, it just becomes about forming up and cleaning up, and then we are on the boss's doorstep. That foundry is at 13%. Keep that nose down. 11%. Hero oppressor shields are down. Nice. Simultaneously. And it looks like the Harrower is also getting taken out simultaneously. That's excellent. That's awesome. Good job. Harrower's down. Onto the hero. Autopilot, traction control. Love how car manuals have to have a big warning about how traction control cannot defy the laws of physics. Well, in this game, it seems like it can defy the laws of physics, so I'm very happy about that. That's for sure. All right, let's go in and cut all engines. Stay in place. Hold in place. and just bombard. We've got 5% down to 4%. Looks like the hero oppressor is under control. Yeah, he's under control. He's under control. Granted, he's kind of got our backside, but we have bombers, so that controls our facing. Nice, and a provocator's coming right around his flank. You can see he's facing southeast here, and the provocator is gonna come in with a port broadside along with a hero or two. That's excellent. All right, where are we at?
Provocator class star.
0%.
Shield generator. Provocator class star destroyer.
I think we got it. All right, the foundry. I think the foundry's out. Double check. Right now. Oh, no, foundry's still there. Foundry's still there. Target. It was just hard to target. I think. No. It's gone. It's gone.
Awaiting orders.
It's gone. It just took a while to update. That's all. So we have a freighter here. We got build storage. That's fine. Let's go in and double check the plots momentarily. Any plots up? No plots, but they do have something on the opposite side of the gate. Okay, bunnies, let's go ahead and form up. I think the oppressor is under control, so we're gonna form up here. I'm actually gonna jump out of sector. I'd like to sit out of sector if possible. Can we? Can I jump over to, I don't know, Kuwait or something? That seems to be less busy. Let's hope it doesn't explode and take you with it. Yep. So we're trying to jump to Kuwait. Excellent. So I'm at Kuwait right now, so that our computer will run a little smoother. Let me just go to the manager's office. TIE Defender Elite under attack. Try to escape if you can. Hello, ma'am.
Awaiting orders.
That's great news. Okay, good job. Is this the... no, you have to build an admin center in the sector to take it, but I don't have a plan to do that just yet. I want to eliminate the threats. We've got... There we go. We've got a lot of threats just pouring out of the gate, so we need to take care of them still. It's not a good time for us to faff about at the moment, so I'm going to go ahead and just attack all targets around the gate. That's going to be the general order. Lucrehulk class battleship, go ahead and attack targets in range right here. We've got the Bellator, turn around, attack targets in range. Mark II Alpha, attack targets in range. We have our Impeller. I'm just going to hang on to the Impeller for a second. The Executor is already in on the fight. And then we've got attack targets in range for the Hero Executor. And then for the Eclipse, attack targets in range just like this. And go. Perfect. So everyone's going to collapse on this location right around the gate. And we will naturally introduce guns to all the freighters as well. So that should be helpful. I wish I could... I guess I can live stream view this. I guess I got a live stream view from the Delicada as well. They found an abandoned ship. What abandoned ship? I'm trying to hit F, but it's not doing anything.
Last order could not be completed.
It's like white blood cells attacking bacteria. Yeah, I could see that. Apparently there's an abandoned ship out here. Legit, that could be really cool, but I don't know. Golly. Is it a... No, it's not a Sith freighter. It would not say Sith on it if it were abandoned. We'll have to take a look again, because something tells me that it might have been destroyed, maybe. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, fair enough. Now that's going to be there forever. Yeah, do you know of Memories Anime? No, I don't. Hey there, old Rumsey. Thank you so much for the redemption to Hydrate. Really appreciate it. Let me just get the visual on this for the bunnies who are watching. And there we go. So here's the Executor. The one that's fighting for its... Well, I guess not really fighting for its life at the moment, but it's out there. I do like that we're in an unclaimed sector and no longer belongs to the Sith. Unfortunately, with a live stream view, I can't really control the camera, so it always kind of takes a bit of a murky angle in my opinion, but you can see all the gunfire. At least it's a lot smoother. We got the Hero Executor close by. It's already arrived on the scene. Thing's awesome. BS's size matters. Getting hit makes me want to direct this personally. How are the shields at the moment? 100%. 31 million shields on the Hero Executor. Not too bad. What blew up here? We lost something quite substantial. Let me go in and double check. I'm not too sure what blew up. A lot of things are blowing up lately. Scimitar, TIE Defender Elites. I'm a little scared to see. TIE Defender Elites, Scimitars, TIE Defender Elites, Scimitars, TIE Defender Elites, Scimitars. It could be just that many TIE Defender Elites died there. That's so many in the last 14 minutes. There's the Lucre Hulk. So I think it's just that many fighters died. Which is bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. And go. 3-segment anime segment called Magnetic Rose about an abandoned spaceship. Oh, wow, that's cool. At least we queued up replacements. We didn't queue up replacements for the TIE Defender Elites, but for the Scimitars, yes. Look at look at all these spacesuits. That's so crazy. I wish I could put them in a group or something like that. That's insane. Yeah, here's all of our replacement Scimitars sitting back at home. Our Executor's actually getting low on shields, believe it or not. So it'll really be nice to have all the reinforcements. They're on their way. That's for sure. Look at him go. There's the Provocators getting in the fight. Really? Okay, well, that's high praise. It's been a while since I've watched anime, so, I mean, I can't really comment, but that's high praise. Thank you. Memories. Kind of reminds me of Cats, the song Memories. There we go. A Delicada's getting taken out right here. I'm assuming this guy's going to get taken out really soon. So here's another Delicada right next door. Not the best angle. That's a very ragtag sort of looking cruiser. Didn't expect that from the Sith. I can't really tell where it is health-wise or anything like that. So I guess if we look at the map now, it is down here. It's almost dead. This thing right here. It's in similar size almost to like a Victory 2 or something. It's at 23% hull. And now nothing. There it is. Yeah, our fighters are getting involved. That's excellent. And we are cleaning up around the gate. That's awesome. This is the last of the capital ships. Oh my god. And the Eclipse just... I was going to say it's the last of their capital ships and the Eclipse just eclipses their terminus. Oh my god. Wow. Impressive, yeah. Hey, Trith, thank you. Thank you so much for using Twitch Prime. I really appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. And happy Wednesday, yeah. High five. Oh no, did we didn't jump through by accident, did we? Okay, I thought for a moment there because of the camera we jumped through by accident. That would be horrible. I'm not ready for that yet. There's the boss fight on the other side, and we are definitely suffering a bit of attrition at the moment, so I'd like to at least gather and at least let some of the shields come back. That would be ideal. I mean, obviously, if we had some kind of a shipyard out here, that'd be even better, but I didn't bring our Venator. That might not be bad to bring around just in case. So I'll go in and grab, but they're kind of far away. Where is our Venator, actually? We used to have a fleet for it, but the Mandalorians destroyed our Venator trader, right? I think it might be at the bottom just because of the alphabet. Yep, it's way at the bottom. The BS is helping here. So I'm going to try to get it out here, but it's going to take a while. It's currently protecting things. So we'll go with supply fleet. And one day it'll make it out here, but it's going to take a bit, yeah. Comment E completely. Segments are not connected in any way. They tell completely different stories, completely different styles. Other segments are good too, but Magnetic Rose on another level. Almost sounds like... I was going to say Black Mirror or something like that, which it totally doesn't, but the idea that you'd have a show, but, you know, different styles for each episode and different types of stories and stuff like that definitely sounds like it. All right, so I think we've cleaned up at least the military of the Sith in this sector right now. Their presence has been severely reduced, but so has ours. That having been said, let's go in and regroup as best we can. So we'll just kind of form a big line here and kind of assess the damage. So right now we got our Lucre Hulk. We will get them, because they're probably what we're going to send through first. So we'll have them fly and wait out this way. We've got our V-shape right here. Did we lose any provocators? I don't think so. We currently have... Oh, what happened to number 3? Why is it out this way? Huh, odd. Well, I'll add them to beta group. That seems strange. Why it looks like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So no losses there, just the one BSS egg. We'll go ahead and have the Harrower 2. We'll kind of hang back a tad. So fly and wait out this way. They still have Provocateur number 13, the BSS Bert. That's great. Bellator class Billy Bunn is going to form up here. We've got Bellator class Mark II Alpha. We'll go ahead and delete all orders, and we're going to break off to the right. We've got our Impeller, and I would actually like to dock all of the bombers for a moment. I think, seems like we lost 3 of the bombers out of the 105. So Impeller is going to kind of get over on the right side because we'll probably want to send it through after we kind of thin out some of the chaff in front of us of Umbra, like all the Umbral Furies. The Executor is already in position. It seems fine-ish. And then we've got our Hero Executor. It seems fine. Eclipse is Eclipse. Okay, so I think what I'm going to need to do, unfortunately, a lot of the fighters are going to be stuck in a weird sort of state. So what I'm going to need to do is select everyone in groups and then sort of like cancel their orders, like jog them in a position so they resume their formations, because otherwise they're just going to chill around in weird places. So I'm going to remove all orders like that. It does take a while to register because there's so many. And then I'll say, go ahead and move. Fly and wait somewhere, and then we'll remove all orders. There we go. So they're all trying to group up. And then I'm going to remove those orders, and they should form on each other. There we go. Okay, so that should resume regular duties for some of these guys. You can see a huge bunch of fighters here that are stuck. They're not doing anything. They're out here, so I'm going to go ahead and select. Gosh darn it. It's not registering exactly where I'm clicking. Okay, I just... There's a lot on this field right now. I think I might have brought maybe too much. Bunnies, what do you think? Did I bring too much? Should I just be bringing capital ships from now on for these boss fights? There we go. Remove all orders. I don't know if I can do the whole thing. There we go. This is for the Harrower. And that'll force them to reinitialize their orders and actually dock and stuff like that, and not just sit out as people shoot them to death. Here for the Hero Executor. Are you registering? Try that. Did you know all the ships in your fleet before playing the game? What do you mean, know the ships? You mean, was I aware of... Yeah, what do you mean by that? Do I know them? Okay, I might be having an issue. Let me... Can I exit the map? Holy moly. Wow, that was bad. Okay, I'm going to do a quick save right here because I have a feeling maybe we're hitting a maximum for my computer. Yeah, the PC's screaming. Yeah, that's true. I was trying to just... I mean, that's a lot of orders to issue at the same time, because if I look at the number of subordinates for the Lucre Hulk as an example, I think it said like 600 to 700 subordinates, and that's just for that one fleet. So, because there's 32 per provocateur, there's 12 provocateurs, there's 20 scimitars per provocateur, and then the Lucre Hulk itself has something like 30 to 40 TIE Defender elites, and then they also have 40 to 50 scimitars each. So, on that one fleet. So right now, I might just have to go in as they are. I just hit the map. I don't know if that was a smart idea. I'm going to try to zoom out if that's even possible, if it's going to register. Otherwise, I might have to load again. I don't know. Maybe I need a refresh, yeah. That being said, my fans really spin up when I go into build mode. CPU spikes to 65 and GPU goes to 75. I'm not too familiar with what are the numbers reference. Is that like an RPM or speed? Seems kind of low for RPMs, though. Unless it's like 65% of usage. That's probably what you mean, is my guess. Okay, there we go. So we have an idea. I'm guessing all of these bars out here are pilots or spacesuits. Oh my god, wow, it queued up a lot of that scrolling, didn't it? All right. Okay, we're not even in the same sector. That's what's scary. Okay, bunnies, I may have to restart this. We still have an hour left, so we can get into this fight. We might be going into the fight a bit half-cocked. Normally, I'd say let's go ahead and regen the shields. Let's do all kinds of stuff and get ready. But the way things are going with the computer and the game right now, I feel like I might need to just go, even though we're severely damaged already, and just see what it's like. Because otherwise, we won't make it for this stream specifically. So we're kind of making a big compromise just so... Ooh, boy. What have I done? I have gotten into a state like this before, and I actually had to load back. I remember that's why I just saved in a different slot. And it was when we picked up those Lucre Hulks. The game was like this permanently. So I may have done something in the background. Yeah, I know of X-Wing or Star Destroyer, but Bellator class completely new to me. Oh, yeah, I knew very few of the ships in this game. I'm just hitting escape right now in the background. I just tapped it once.
Awaiting orders.
And I'm going to tap it again. And I'm going to go ahead. I think I'm going to exit to desktop. I apologize. I didn't think I would break this game. But you know what? It's okay. It's okay. I mean, we had a lot going on. There's a lot of loot and wrecks in this sector. So I guess it only makes sense. I would imagine the boss fight isn't going to be any better. So I think what I am going to do, if we can still control our fleet, is move in with the Lucre Hulk fleet and the Lucre Hulk fleet alone, and we'll see how the provocateurs do, and then we'll start sending in big hitters. But until that point, it doesn't make sense to send in everything, just because of how intense that might be. Because we're already sending with a Lucre Hulk fleet, we're sending in something like 600 ships or something like that, including all the fighters. I almost feel like in order to take on these fights and for my computer to handle it, I've got to stick with the capital ships and kind of go in empty. Does that make sense? Like fewer subordinates, fewer fighters, and maybe just like have a nice, really solid, cracked team of fighters that just help to screen or be a distraction, like hero fighters or something like that. Maybe that's not what I got to do. So on that note, oh, that's embarrassing. Well, I'm just going to hit play right away, because no point in updating the cloud or anything like that, because, I mean, we're still playing, so it's fine. Hopefully when we get in and I load in that game, it's not going to be choppy. If it is choppy, I might have to load back when the Impeller first ordered or entered the system, because I believe that was our second to last save. Otherwise, I can kind of take a look at the auto saves, because I believe there was an auto save maybe when the Executor was getting attacked before we cleared the zone of military fighters. So cross your fingers. I really hope that this comes on back, and I'm not saying it needs to run super smoothly. Oh, you know what we can do? When we get to the main menu, let's set all the details to low. That's probably a good idea. So we're gonna set all of the settings to low to give us a chance to actually play the game. How about that? Because I have had it on high settings, so that could be a bit of the issue, right? So we'll go graphical settings, and we're going to come in on low. There it is. Yeah, potato mode graphics. Yeah, as potato as possible. That's what we're doing. We're going super potato. There we go. Super low. Already looking so much smoother. Look at that. My goodness. Display settings. We're even going to go DLSS, but maybe just performance. Why do you have 128 gigabytes in your gaming PC? Is it a case of why not? What do you mean? I don't think I have 128 gigabytes in my gaming PC. Oh, are you talking about my PC specs? Like this? That one? Oh yeah, I do. 128 gigabytes of DDR4 3200. I mean, honestly, it's mostly for editing, because the editing uses up anything that it can get. The more memory I can have, the better. I mean, it's a difference in a rendering time alike. I think because I use DaVinci Resolve, which uses pretty much any resource it can get its hands on, and it can be a difference of maybe like half an hour. I know that sounds small, but when you're, let's say I pull in 6 hours worth of footage and I need to optimize all of it in order to work with it efficiently, then that's about like a 30 to 40 minute time window where I can't use that computer, and then I have to do something in parallel on a laptop, you know, at the same time. So in order to get on the actual editing part, I've got to get through that first. So, and then the rendering comes in and all that. So it can be kind of intense. Now, Me personally, I don't do really crazy intense editing like I'm sure some people do. I do more of like cut and flow type of work just on my own videos, but it does help for sure. Yeah, there's a big difference between if I'm working on my laptop, which is already pretty good for a laptop, I'd say, and then if I'm using my main PC to edit, there's a big difference. So yeah, that's the main reason why. But I've got two PCs right in front of me right now. One's the streaming PC, which allows me to do all this stuff smoothly. And then, of course, we've got the gaming PC so that it's not stressed out by everything that's happening in order to support the stream itself. Yeah, for gaming. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think it was 64 gigs before. And I kind of did some editing work here. And then I also did the gaming and the streaming and stuff. But then I ended up using this mostly for the editing. This PC right here that's playing the game. So yeah, that's why I've got that memory there. Good question. I forgot. Oh, see, that's a lot smoother already. Nice. To the map. Now I'm a little scared. Wow, that's so much smoother. It moves. Lucre Hulk, how we doing? Wow. Okay. Bunnies, let's just get into the fight because I fear... To the map mobile. That's right. I fear that if we don't, we're not going to get into any fights.
Orders.
So let's just go in and queue up. We've got flying weight on the Harrower. There it is. Our Lucre Hulk is going to angle towards the gate. We're going to move in with the Lucre Hulk and the Provocateurs first. After that, we'll have the Eclipse follow up. We might need to use the Eclipse to kind of burn out the Umbral. I will bring in the Eclipse ourselves. And the reason why is because it has the super laser. But actually, I think the super laser is disabled right now. I don't think it's working. And I don't know if there's a way for me to check. So if I look at the Eclipse super laser, status is full and online. I'm going to try hopping in sector. Just to see if we can fire that thing off. Which will obviously trigger a cooldown. But oh my god, it's so much. It's not smooth, but it's smoother for sure. I can actually play it. If I were to shoot... Oh, it's back online. It's back online. Perfect. You know what? Let's stay in this because I have a feeling with the Umbra, we're going to need to hit it with a super laser, and I'm sure it's probably big enough. Oh, man, this is exciting. I've never done a boss fight before in this game, and I'm scared. I've heard these things can be quite devastating, let's put it, right? So I want to head this way, yeah? Surviving pilots are killing your game. You'll have even more once you engage Umbra. Oh, you mean the surviving pilots? You'll have even more? You mean more surviving pilots? Or... I think what you're saying is the number of spacesuits are killing my game. And that I will have more spacesuits when I fight Umbra. Because they will create more spacesuits by killing my fighters. The ejected pilots. Yeah, I don't know what I can do about that short of picking them up. You know? I just want to get this thing turned around, though. We are going into a new sector, so that's a thing. There it is. That's Umbra. And we're queuing up right behind the Lucre Hulk. They'll die eventually. That's true. That's true. I guess how long? I think a lot of them are close to dying out, right? If I recall, their bars were getting kind of low. We'll take a look as soon as we square off. And hang tight. There it is. Okay, hold right here. Try not to move. We're going to drift a bit. And if we look at our pilots, I mean, there's all the scimitars. I wish we could get them docked somewhere. And we look at the pilots. They're half-ish way. You can de-equip the ejection seats from the... Oh. I'm going to try avoiding giving these guys orders too much. Or maybe I'll just do it one at a time.
Orders.
You can see he's told to dock, but he's not moving. He's like stuck. We have some fighters moving to intercept. We've got some Furies coming through. We have our Eclipse here. We got the Bellator facing the wrong way. I mean, I suppose I could get the scimitars here. A lot of spacesuits and Droman cost. Can I sell spacesuits? Rename? No.
Engaging.
Oh, you know what I sold last time was a boarding pod. That's what it was, yeah. You could tractor beam an ejected pod. I can save them. I really can. But it will take a while. And I don't have a vessel that has a lot of stuff. Oh, it is the Sith freighter. So the Sith freighter is actually the abandoned vessel. Interesting. I mean, we could say, why don't you pick this up? If it'll register. Rescue. And then bump the priority. But you see how that's like one at a time? That would take a while. I don't even know if they're going to rescue them in time. So maybe we just have to wait for them to pass away. I'm not sure what the right call is here. I mean, at least it'll reduce the number on the screen right now. Get one in the freighter, try to have it run the collect all in range. I thought about... Oh, you mean get into the freighter itself. Gotcha. Okay, fair enough. So if we rescue this pilot and dump the pilot into the freighter and then use the freighter to pick up the ones around it, that's a good plan. I like that, Who's Kojo Bear. So as an example right now, we're rescuing this pilot. We now have the pilot. I'm going to go ahead and turn him into a Marine. So bump as a Marine. Confirm. And then we shall dump them
Awaiting orders.
into the freighter. Come on. Okay, pause. Come on, register my right click, please. There we go. And claim. It'll send the boarding pod and hold. Have we eradicated a faction? Are we still chasing desperate mice? We have eradicated a faction, Rhubarb. NRL is gone. They do not exist anymore. High five, yeah? That way it's off your mind. The PC thinks they're taken care of even though we know they'll run out of O2. Yes, so... For those that are wondering what's happening right now, we're currently staging up to fight a Sith boss, which is supposed to be incredibly dangerous. But the game is running very slowly because we've got lots of potential casualties out here. So what we've done is we have just captured a Sith freighter, and then we're going to have it try to save people, to remove them from the field so that they don't lag out the game. That's a hilarious problem to have. I suppose now I feel silly for building this many scimitars, right? Maybe we go ahead and get these scimitars. Oh, God. Oh, God. And then we maybe send them over to land in... Well, the Impeller has 102 right now. I suppose I could get them to Kaylee. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, you know what? Let's just collapse these. At least we're getting some shields while those spacesuits are getting removed from the field. So let's collapse these so we can actually see. There for the Eclipse, and that's fleets 1 through 8. Excellent. Currently a Lucre Hulk. Please don't jump through. Thank you very much. Grab all the fighters. Here we go. What's up, Rhubarb? Boss captain or boss ship? Oh, boss fleet. Boss fleet. We had a scout go in and it never returned. It is a whole fleet of Harrower 2s, Harrowers, Escort Terminuses, and TIE Furies, all of mythic and legendary status. So the moment we jump through, it's going to be death incarnate. So we're just kind of gathering our shields, gathering our fighters, stuff like that. We're obviously going to be leaving a lot of stuff behind. I tried to force them to do stuff, but we have probably over 1,000 assets on the field right now in the same sector, and the game came to a chug. So right now we're in the lowest settings possible with performance mode for DLSS, and we're trying to remove assets from the field in order to stop us from freezing during the boss fight. Does that make sense? I hope it does. All right, I'm going to try one more mass order removal, and I'm going to try not to touch it. These are a lot of bombers too, so we really need their help. All right, there we go. Come on, get the bombers. That's Darth Vader's. Oh, that's Titan Squadron. Yeah, we definitely want the heroic fighter. This is why I normally don't launch fighters, because I need to do cleanup like this after they've engaged. Hold. Freighters, in theory, trying to pick up that group. A lot of pilots are gonna die soon, so that's good. We actually have a loot bug. No, that's Titan Squadron. So let's go ahead and clear his order. I would really like the leader of that squad back. And then I'm going to try this mass order. I totally missed these two right here. And remove, come on. Orders, and don't overload the system. Don't overload the system. Just let them naturally. Come on, should be back on them. There you go. Slowly but surely return to your carriers, please. Because going in without you is going to suck. And so there we go. Yeah, follow your squad lead. Follow your squad lead. Now, I have a feeling that if I didn't have them tiered in a hierarchy, this might work a little more smoothly. But obviously there's pluses and minuses. This is one of the minuses for sure. This type of behavior, where if the squad leader isn't moving or the squad leader's already docked, then all of his subordinates are just going to chill and not do anything until he does something, and then it's too late, right? If you remove any more graphical details, the game will start looking like the original Elite from 1984. Nice! Then I can claim that I'm playing a retro game on Twitch, right? Is that kosher? Can I do that? All right. Did we gather us most-ish of our stuff? I suppose a lot of these guys are going to go offline. Here we go. Provocators. Let's go in and collapse this down to the 12. Collapse the Iota. Collapse the Kappa. Lucre Hulk. Collapse. Right now they've got most of their shields. The Eclipse has 60 million shields. How's it doing? I wanted at least half. It looks like it's almost at half. That's good news. Go ahead and collapse the Eclipse. And then these scimitars, I'm going to have at least move all into Kaylee. That's all Dromund Cass. So here we go. These scimitars are going to... Actually, no, not to Kaylee, but on the Durasteel. This one, Durasteel plates. And we'll have them right-click. No, did that not work? Okay, screw it. I'm not having to move. Thank you, Tank. Are your fighters going to attack or screen for your capital ships? Oh, you do? Man, that would be so nice, Lord Hades. Is it the reactive docking one? I've heard of reactive docking, but I didn't really know what reactive docking meant. It's kind of like without the mod, at least. I've never tried it with a mod. In theory, they're supposed to do certain things, but they don't. So when a mod tells me it will do the same thing that the game says it's supposed to do, I don't automatically go, oh yeah, it's going to actually work. I just assume it won't. If that makes any sense, yeah? It works nicely. Oh, wow. That's a good... I don't know if... We've got one more stream after this for SWI, so we'll have to see. Reactive docking, it's kind of like a more... It's, at least the description says it's a more intuitive docking setup. And it sounds like what Lord Hades is saying is that, you know, if you say dock, they'll dock. And if you say launch, they'll launch. I know that probably sounds dumb, but you notice how I'm having to do a lot of like weird little micro doohickeys and stuff like that in order to try to get things to work, as opposed to just having them do what I think they should do, if that makes sense. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick save. We're going in, even though this is all kinds of shenanigans, because like Tank said, we've got a 40-minute warning. So mind you, tomorrow we are going to be playing again, but it's going to be the last time that we play this campaign. So if you'd like to see what we're up to, please feel free to join us tomorrow. Otherwise, our recording is going to be on YouTube, and it's going to be available for you to check out there. And I guess as a heads up as well, just as a reminder, we're going to have signups probably on the weekend, specifically for... Oh, did you just bring in a Harrower? Oh, it's the Inquisitor itself. Okay, well, curious what that guy's up to.
Awaiting orders.
Looks like he's in a bad spot, I'd imagine. Yep, there's the Inquisitor. There's his health. Wow. Wow, look at that. Ain't that a trip? There goes your capital ship. Guess who was parking the spawn point? The Bunny League, that's what. Bunnies always camp the spawn. Don't you know that?
Get out of here.
An order preset dock ships auto undock when a battle and redock automatically, not finding it to set it how you like it, so it could be done like default base game or auto dock when idle. Man, that's... If it just does what I think it should do, that would be amazing. Honestly, yeah, it would. Okay, so that guy got taken out. Probably launched a bunch of fighters, but we should be able to clear that relatively well, I'd imagine. Okay. We'll just let that settle down. See, this is kind of the bit where I'm like, if you got all your fighters all nicely organized and stuff like that, the moment one fighter goes through, they all mob it, and then they're all in that dead state again. And then you go into battle and you have 0 fighters. It's horrible. It is definitely something that has plagued me the moment I've played with carriers, but, you know, almost every single capital ship in this game that is worth something, I feel, is a carrier of some sort. So you kind of got to roll with it. I mean, look at this mass. They were on vessels, and when we go through the gate, there's no way for me to guarantee that they're going to go through the gate too. So, and then the moment a fighter comes out, they all leave their vessels. So it's a love-hate thing. But now, once that guy's gone, we gotta go. We gotta go. Otherwise, we're in trouble. I like how all these Sith escape pods are trying to get back to the heroic fleet. All right, bunnies, it's time. It's now or never. YOLO time. So here we go. Oh, look, a fighter just peeked through on the opposite side. We're gonna go ahead and send our fleet on into the other side if I can control them. Here we go. Let's collapse double bunnies. We're gonna go ahead and get the provocators. So Lucre Hulk, provocators. Let's go ahead and clear all orders. And you are gonna lead your people into battle. You are the expendable ones. Come on. There we go. Attack targets in range. Go ahead and do it. I mean, that's what I got at the moment, right? There they are. Right now on the Eclipse, how we doing? We're still angled. So aim right on in.
Jump beacon.
63
Zest.
kilometers. So we can zip in right after them. We got this. I want them to go in first and tie up the enemy. I think it's going to take a while for everyone else to get in there, but maybe we'll just sort of like breach and then spread left and right, right? We'll get Billy Bunn. Come on, there it is. He's going to move to the right. We've got Bellator class Mark II Alpha. He's going to break to the left. We've got the Impeller. Well, the Impeller, I want him in. He has 102. Come on, there it is. 102 scimitars. The Executor. Okay, hold. Someone just went in. One scimitar went in by itself. Okay, I don't know how that happened, but all right. See, that's what I'm talking about. Hero Executor. I mean, screw it. We're all just going straight through. Don't care. Don't care. All right. They got the jump on us. See, a lot of escorts, right? Delicada, Terminus, and I'm assuming a Terminus. I'm assuming he either got out or he got killed. Probably got out, because otherwise there'd be an escape pod on that side. Are we moving, guys? Are we all trying to fit through the same exact jump gate? Is that what it is? Wow. This is quite a cluster. I don't know if, let me guess. Are they waiting to recall subordinates before one Sith fighter comes through and messes it all up? I bet you that's what they're doing. They are recalling subordinates. It's the worst. This is why I don't... They're all recalling subordinates before they decide to take another step. Should I just go through myself, and then maybe in 10 minutes, someone might pop through that gate and back me up? I could override it, but I'd have to do it individually for each ship. All right, so... Lucre Hulk, you go first. We're going to override your recall subordinates. DACA 1. This is going to take a little bit. Attack targets in range. BSS DACA 10. Prioritizing attack targets in range. Leave your subordinates behind. And then, of course, things move around on the UI, so I can't click on it in the same place. I needed... Oh, see, it just moved again. All right, here we go. Come on, come on, come on. Click, click, click. And you have to be dead on and account for the lag so that I can... This really does feel like the 90s when I was playing as a kid on my 386SX. Oh, it's recall... Oh, I hate when it overwrites recall subordinates as the priority on top of the order that you just prioritized. Gosh darn it. All right, that's attack auto. I don't know who you're attacking right now. Hang tight. What do we have? Oh, they're in the fight. They're in the fight. There it is. Okay, so it seems like one provocateur went in by itself. At least the Hero Executor is on task. Let's move here. And for those that are wondering what this fleet is like, it's like this, right? These are all escorts of some kind. Those are all heroic fighters, mythical fighters, things like that. And we need to take down this guy, which is Umbra. That's the big one right there. So I'm going to go ahead and target that if possible. I'm going to say start guidance to object. You know what? I'm just going to push through and hope that someone's going to follow me. I don't know if it's going to happen. Full speed. Here we go, bunnies. We can't let them sit there alone. We're already losing defender elites on that side. We can't lure them out. I'm pretty sure they're leashed back there is the problem. And right now with this lag, I don't know if I can do any sort of fine controls. Okay. Cut engines, cut engines, cut engines. Oh my god.
Thanks for your help.
Yeah, you know, I could use some help too.
Preparing to dock.
No. So if you're wondering why I'm decided to actually be in the fight itself, is because I'm trying to get... Oh, we have a vestige of fate. I'm actually trying to control the super laser. Oh my god, I just saw something happen. Can I... This is beyond slideshow. This is low detail right now. Holy moly. I don't know if I can control the super laser. I really want to, but it may be impossible to play in that case. Okay, I'm trying to zoom out, but we're having trouble to... Wow. Ender's Game win condition, is that the current plan? I mean, I want to bust the Umbra. You know what? I may have to... I don't think I can be here. I'm going to jump to the Sith freighter, and we're going to be on board the Sith freighter right now. So hold. So we're going to be one sector out. Come on.
Jump completed.
Where are we? Where are we? Okay, let's just chill right here. I'm going to look at the floor so it doesn't have to render anything. Let's... Holy moly. Okay. Okay, let's think. Let's think. So here is the impeller. Move them one by piloting them. I don't think I can pilot is the thing. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel here on the impeller, and we're going to say go ahead and focus on the Umbra. That's going to allow us to dump in most of these scimitars, right? So if I actually go impeller here, and we scroll up, we know on the impeller that it has a number of scimitars. So let's go ahead and organize these scimitars. 102 scimitars in different places. You are now canceling your orders. And God help the Umbral. I'm curious if that is going to be enough. Let's go ahead and attack that guy. And then afterwards, we're going to say attack targets in range like this. There we go. Yeah. You need to have one ship left when they have none. Focus, bunny man. That's right. That's right. We got to have one ship left. That's right. We'll go ahead and cancel. And then we're going to say attack targets in range for the Executor. This poor provocateur is like all alone. So we are launching interceptors. That's great. Go ahead and delete all recall subordinates. And honestly, you need to attack stuff in general. It doesn't really matter what. So just, oh my god, whoops. Okay, I didn't mean to, oh boy, to turn that off. Don't select that. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Let's just go in and let it roll. So what is happening right now? So I'm seeing, so these are all scimitars right here. Let's go ahead and close this so we can actually see a little better. Scimitars are now closing on the target. There's Umbra. Umbra is currently sitting at 100% and 100%. It's got 38.8 million shields, 19 million hull, no damage, period, so far. Probably the Furies are just screening the heck out of it and just hitting our scimitars, stopping them from launching or anything like that. Or they're shooting out. My guess is they're like actually targeting the proton torpedoes or something. God, it's just surrounded by massive swarm of fighters. Back it on up. Back it on up. Where are we at? Looks like one of the hero vessels is almost down next to the hero executor. Hold for a second. Pause. This guy. Can we finish that guy? Can we focus him out? Hit that guy. Attack. And then make that the priority. So bump that up. Thank you very much. And this poor provocateur is almost out of shields. Okay, so not so great. Bellator Mark II Alpha. Let's go ahead and delete and start to deploy attack targets in range. I do want you to deploy your bombers, please. I know you've got 50 of them, so launch, launch, launch. Okay. Every Super Star Destroyer that comes into the theater, we're going to go ahead and make sure that they've got their bombers launched as well, so they don't die in the bay. That would just be horrible. I don't even know who's attacking what, but I'm sure it's good. I'm sure I dig it. All right, I see a little bit of damage to his hull now. Hopefully it's going to start to snowball. How we doing, guy? 92%, 98% shield. So we've taken out 8% of his hull. One provocateur is almost down. Pause for a second. That allows me to move. I can't move while it's active. Let's see. So are we launched on the Executor? Launch, launch, launch. It's there. Okay, fair enough. I don't know why so many are docked, though. This has me worried. I have them launched here, but let's actually change this to interception. And I do want to double check. I want to force them to launch because I feel like they should be launched, but they're not launching. It's so strange. So I'm going to go ahead and give all squadron leaders an order, and we shall have them get out there and attack targets in range immediately. Yeah. Have a great tempting target. I mean, honestly, it's probably the Eclipse. Speaking of which, there's the Eclipse, right? We probably want to make sure that it has the order, right? What's the order? What's the order? Come on, Eclipse. Pause. There's the Eclipse, and it has no order. It's not doing anything in particular, so I do want to attack Umbra. And hopefully, I did see it use a super laser once, but I doubt it's going to just land a big super laser hit on it and like take a chunk off its health or something, but that would be amazing. Although I do want to collapse this menu and I have to pause in order to do it. I have to pause in order to manipulate the menus here. This is insane. Yeah. Yeah, hey, diddle diddle down the middle. It's the exact plan I have right now. It's all brute force, and we see whatever's left after this, right? This is why we have so many ships, so that we have redundancies in place to try to overpower this issue, let's say. All right, collapse this so I can see, please. There we go. They still have a lot of heroic. Okay, so pause right here. I want to select Umbra. There it is. All right, so he's at 80% right now. 80% right now. Looks like we've got the standard Executor through. Hero Executor's got 12. There's Bellator Mark II Alpha. There's the Lucre Hulk. It finally made it through the gate. Oh, I'm not too sure, Rhubarb. Maybe it knows about Hey Diddle Diddle, right? So I see us dying, but I don't... Oh my god. Okay, there. I just paused. I paused so I can actually move again. How are we doing here? 76%. I think I'm just going to watch this because it's the only thing I really can do. This is so ludicrous. You can see it's got a bunch of Furies on board. Umbral Fury, Umbral Fury, Umbral Fury. And interestingly enough, I bet when this blows up, I'm gonna assume we're gonna win. I'm gonna think positively here. And I assume when it blows up, I have to pick up whatever Umbra is, so I can do the research that takes 10 seconds and unlock something. But obviously, it's going to be a bit of an issue trying to get it from whoever can pick it up, because... My god, have we even taken care of any of these things? God, I wish so badly that I could switch camera views so that I could see what's happening, but let's be real. If it tries to render anything, we're done. The Eclipse is under attack.
We're taking hits.
Okay, I understand that. I just hit F. Hopefully it registered. God, this is ridiculous. This is something else. Oh, yep. Please resist it. You're not getting away, trust me. You're really not getting away. I really don't want you to die, but you're not getting away. So most of these are heroic fighters.
Last order could not be completed.
I don't unable to dock the spacesuit. Okay, well, maybe because the spacesuit's dead. I don't know. Oh, there's Umbra. What's it doing out there? How to get out there? It like teleported. Okay, pause for a second. I'm noticing that some of these guys are almost done. So we can actually redirect that fire a little bit. We've got to focus here. I'll come back on that terminus and hit that. And we've got to focus. Let's go ahead and clear this. I think this is a bit of an issue on my part. I should have been focus firing instead. And then we're just going to move through the escorts like that. We got our Executor coming around the outside. I need him in the fight. I need him in there immediately. So let's go ahead and clear that fly and wait. For our heroic Executor, he's way out here. I need him in the fight as well. Let's go ahead and delete. And then I want him to actually focus on this Harrower and clear. And then we need to eat away from one side. I mean, granted, we've got a lot of tanks and stuff like that, but we really need you to just focus, guys. Like, we need to sweep left to right, left to right. I know it's difficult to understand what is left and what is right, but you know how it goes. Just pick something and shoot at it, right? This is so ludicrous. Oh, you still have all these fighters on board. What are you doing, guys? You're killing me, Smalls. All right, the Bellator, come on, guys. Here, can you please? I don't even know what you're up to otherwise. I mean, granted, you're probably thinking you don't want to contribute to all of the lag, but I mean, at this point, why did we bring you? You know what I mean? So I'm going to say attack target in range, but I'm hoping that's going to make it so the TIE Defender Elites hit the Furies instead, because, you know, you're on interception duty, but I am overriding it. I realize that, but it is what it is, and the Impeller is continuing the assault. All right, well, let's see if the left side collapses at all. I'm hoping it will, so I'm hoping these terminuses are going to start to falter a little bit, because a slideshow is going to occur, and then we might see a chunk taken away or something. That's my hope, really. Yeah, looks like some shields are dropping a tiny bit. Nice. Excellent. I'm seeing a Starfighter Supremacy getting wiped out there. That's great. Turned into a container with the tuning software in it. I'm liking this so far. I'm liking this so far. I feel like I'm playing on like a 14 4K modem or something. Ding-gong, ding-gong. Okay, pause so I can actually find the Umbral. It should be the big skull. There it is. There's the skull, and it currently is down to 66%. Nice. This is so ludicrous. Ludicrous. The Impeller's still alive somehow. I'm digging that. Bellator Mark II Alpha is very much alive. That's great. Seems like everyone has enough to focus on at the moment. I'm curious about our Eclipse. My assumption is he's on the outskirts. If I zoom out, is the Eclipse here? Oh, how to get way over here. Holy moly, this guy. Incredible. How did you do that? Holy moly. Well, you know what? That's attack override. Let's go and cut that attack override. Yeah, get back on the Umbral, please. That would be great news if you could maybe do that. And then I'm going to zoom in so I can actually see what the health is here. Nope, that's not it. There it is. And switch on back and zoom on out. There we go. 62%. Okay, maybe I need to stop microing this now. And just however this would play out, let it play out. If I zoom out farther, does it have to calculate as much? Like, is this easier for it to calculate? Or, you know what, if I zoom out, I'm trying to actually make it worse. I have no clue. I just tried to drag the screen, but I couldn't. So, tell you what. Or, I zoom way in, and it makes it better, right? 60%, so it lost 2%. That's great, because then I only render what's in front of me here, right? I'm seeing a giant mass of spaghetti down there on the bottom. Oh, nice. Looks like the spaghetti is assaulting our Bellator Mark II Alpha. So the nice thing about that is it's clearing the way for the other scimitars. Well, it doesn't look like we've got a high concentration of scimitars here at the moment, which does have me a little worried, but he's at 59%. Let's go ahead and take this moment. I'm pausing here just so I can actually double click. There we go. And that way we can stay with the target. I'm just curious if this is going to work. We might have run out of scimitars, or the scimitars decided to stop working. You know what I mean? Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Keep it up. 56%. I feel like maybe the right call is just get all scimitars, like hundreds of scimitars, and then you just get carriers and send the scimitars through, because then you don't have to check out all of the cap ships as well, right? 54%. Pause for a second. Scroll. Where is the Eclipse? The Eclipse is still way back here. I really want that super laser on there. Bunnies, I'm so torn. I really want to get in there and hit him with a super laser, but I know I'm not really going to be able to move anything, right? At least he's got the target. We are still targeting someone else. Impeller is still targeting the Umbral, the Lucre Hulk. Yeah, I mean, they're still doing what I want. I'm just getting impatient, aren't I? Okay, let's just let it roll and hope for the best. Come on, guy. 53%. I don't even know what's under there. I mean, there's a lot of spacesuits for sure. I mean, I see a lot of scimitars, but they're all in different places. Makes me think I
Awaiting
should
orders.
select all scimitars and just refocus them. There's some kind of mass in here. I don't know what's under that. This is riveting gameplay, I'm sure. It kind of seems like we're holding our own, sort of. I mean, no one's like hard collapse. It's just like tons and tons of spacesuits, really. We have sort of contained-ish them, meaning anyone who's out here has been mostly cleared, giving us a little bit of space. So if I take a provocateur right here, he's currently focusing at Terminus or Delicada. I guess that's okay. Come on, clean these guys up. I'd rather they be clearing the outside. Lots more yellow than red. You're doing great. When you say yellow, what do you mean the yellow? You mean the green? Well, actually, if we scroll up, there seems to be some red up there, but the... Ooh, a little worried about the eclipse here. Come on, guys. I might need to take our 26 octuple barbettes and get in on the Harrower on the outside, and we'll prioritize that momentarily and try to contain the fight so that we've got a concave on them. I don't want them outside our concave. A little worried about the eclipse. Green, yellow, all the same. Oh, no. Fair enough, fair enough. I wasn't sure what you meant, yeah? Golly. All right, Bellator. That guy's not about to fall yet. He is focused here on the Umbra. The Umbra's sitting at 48%. Man, our Eclipse is almost down on shields. Come on, we need the Executors back in there. I mean, they're doing the right thing by staying on the outside. I feel like the Eclipse should be doing the same thing, but I did tell it to kind of just bum it straight for the Umbral, who's currently sitting at 47%, so it came down another percentage point. That's a potential target we can kill. So if I get the Bellator to focus on this guy before he disappears under the mass, that'd be great. And then we'll just go ahead and bump that up in order, and then I'll drop attack targets in range. I'm wondering if attack targets in range is lagging us. Go and clear for the provocateur. I need him back in the fight. I want you to focus right on that guy on the outside. There we go. Hit that. Hit that. We can go another provocateur. We'll go ahead and clear. And hit that outside. Hit that outside. This guy's going to have a hard time turning it around, and maybe he's got too many targets. Go ahead and hit this guy whose shields are almost down. My guess is the Executor's in on this gentleman. No, he's attacking this. Well, your next target after that is to drop this Terminus right here. Our Impeller is still hanging in there. I am worried about the Eclipse. The Eclipse is actually going down. He has 24 million hull, 78% hull remaining. I feel like he's got to bum it out of there. Oh my god. It is a very large target. And the reason why I'm worried about this guy is because it takes so long to build. It's like 9+ real hours. He's at 67%. I mean, at this point, I'm following him more than I'm following the boss. I know the boss is getting hit. I wish I could get this guy to boost out of there. So what I'm going to do is maybe have him move out this way. We'll give up the attack, and he's naturally just going to shoot as he moves, right? Can you break off fighters and send him north? Break off my fighters? Yeah, the Eclipse is getting torn apart. We didn't go in with full shields, mind you. We went in with, like, maybe a third of our shields. I mean, he's out. I think he's out here now, but I can't tell. Somehow he, like, teleported or something. It's not good. And he decided he wants to recall subordinates? No, I don't think so. And they'll keep overriding that desire. There we go. Fly and wait, buddy. The shields are trying to come back online, but not fast enough. But then again, some of them are falling too, right? So there's Umbra. He's getting drug around. 48% and 30% shields. So we're still on his tail. At least we've got less attackers on us at the moment, but they're still ticking away. We're at 49% hull on the Eclipse. I just really want that thing to survive. We're going to try to run screen here with the Executor. Just hit these escorts. Our provocators are going to come to assist. Just hit what's close. Gosh, doesn't even give me the attack order now. Yeah. Sacrifice capital ship or two. I mean, I'm willing to sacrifice many capital ships, just not willing to sacrifice the Eclipse. He's down at 12 million. Maybe we come out on the outside like this. Oh boy. Fly and wait. Yep. Come on, guy. Come on, guy. I don't even know what the Umbro's doing right now. He's passing through and he's at 48%. Oh, did he go up? Somehow he repaired his hull? That's beautiful. That's beautiful. 33%. Come on, come on. See, I really want to be... Oh, wow, what happened?
Awaiting orders.
Holy moly. Did he kick in his heroic drives or something? Heroic engines? Oh, there's a foundry out there. Not good, not good. Don't go to the foundry. Don't go to the foundry. Do not go to the foundry. All right, cut that fly and wait. Boost priority. He's probably going to override. There we go. He's fleeing now. Go ahead and fly and wait, fly and wait, fly and wait. Just get less guns on you right now. You need your regen right now. 9.5 million. I thought this was the ultimate battle to play through. Oh, what do you mean? CPU caught up with the GPU. Yeah. 30% hull. 9.2 million hull. There's the Umbral, and he's at... No, that's not 91%. He's at 48%. His shields are coming back, yeah. Oh, the final battle? No, there's so many heroic battles in this game. This is, I think, one of the harder ones, but it's not the hardest one. Our Eclipse is at 28%. I'm almost positive our Eclipse is done, unless we can give him the order to actually get out here. So fly and wait out this way. Do not recall subordinates. Stop that. I hate that. I seriously hate recall subordinates. Do not recall subordinates. You don't need your subordinates. Your subordinates will get to you if they survive. How about that? And you know what? Fine. I will just move your goalpost here, and you're going to get out that way. You got to run right across the entire battlefield. Hopefully they won't notice you, right? 26%. I mean, golly, an abandon all button. Holy moly, guy. See, if I were able to control this, I feel like I could boost this out, but I'm not in the sector, which is what's frustrating. This right now is... That's a scimitar. Nope, don't click on that. 49%. So he is like regenning his hull. And I'm just trying to save this thing. You aren't planning on playing tomorrow? I am playing tomorrow. It's just, I wanted to... With everything going on and ending the stream in like 15 minutes, I wanted to take a crack at this.
Taking serious damage.
And so normally I would wait so our shields would replenish. I would, get ourselves refit, stuff like that. But I try not to subject the bunnies to as much of that as I do. Like after the stream, I spend a few hours just getting ships in position, getting things repaired, refit, regenning shields, stuff like that. I let the computer run while I'm making dinner, while I'm editing things, stuff like that. So, yeah, it's for science, basically. But our last day of Star Wars Interworld this campaign is tomorrow, if that's what you mean, yeah. Little Heroic Fighter are killing the Eclipse. Yeah, they're very, very nasty. Very nasty. We got 20% left. So we will be back to this tomorrow. So it's not like we can't take another crack at it. So maybe what I have to do... I don't know if there's a way I can improve the performance. But I definitely actually coming in with full-ish shields would probably be a good idea. I feel like we were able to push him down pretty far. Got him like 40%. Obviously, there's a ton of bodies everywhere, which does not help. He's at 50%, so he's legit like regenning his repair rate is insane, and we've got to overcome that. And we're at 17% and 5 million megajoules a hull remaining. At this point, I'm solely focused on the Eclipse, and I'm not even commanding the Executor that's just sitting here, probably shooting at somebody like this Terminus, but he doesn't have any direct orders, unfortunately. I desperately want to control at least one of these ships, but I know that if I try that, I'm not going to succeed. So I kind of have to give it up to the AI, unfortunately. Yeah. We're down more than a few scimitars. Oh, yes, we are. We're down a ton of scimitars. I could wait. I think it would probably take about 40 real minutes to fly the scimitars that we have in Unknown Region 3 to bring them on out over here. So that would have ended the stream just waiting for the scimitars, which is why we're in this fight right now. But I can definitely try to send them after the stream, and then next time we'll have another like 100 scimitars on us, which will definitely help. Yeah, you can see that we're down to 3.2 mil. I'm just curious if we're gonna be able to get him out. Something tells me no, but I always have the hope. I always have the hope. Well, I think we can. Probably what I would do is get in with one vessel, like nuke some of the escorts, and then get out. I don't know if I can do too much about the Furies themselves, these guys, because I bet they're all as evasive as the loot bugs. Does that make sense? The loot bugs are incredibly evasive. Like, I can send 100 to 200 TIE Defender elites at them and just whiff it. Oh, look, we teleported again. We teleported, and then we're about to fall. We're literally at 3%, and then that guy's going to go down. And what I don't understand is, look at this. So here's our Eclipse. It has all these scimitars, and it has all these fighters. It didn't launch a single one. Like, I'd literally have to go in there and manually launch them. You know what I mean? So we have tools available. They're just not being utilized. So, yeah, we need a lot more organization here. You need a seismic bomb to clear the fighters. Is there such a thing? Send the scimitar swarm ahead of the big boys and target the weakest link. Yeah, that's probably what I'll have to do. The CPU can only give so many commands. That's true. Like, if I were to... I'm curious if I have to do it in waves. Because if I select all of this right here, look how long it's taking for the game to recognize I'm selecting... Okay, I think I froze the game. On that note, bunnies. Okay, I was just trying to make a point. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just tried to say... Oh my god. Wow. So I do want to point out that okay, for the surviving fighters, take a look at this. So here's fleet number 1. I literally have 341 small craft left over, right? Right on that one fleet out of the 8. On the Harrow 2, 148. On this one, 113. 136. This one is 66 surviving out of the 105. Okay. 149 here. So, I mean, there's literally... I think we literally have 1,000 small craft outside of the large ones going around attacking their, like, 1,000 craft, right? So, and then we've got all these... And then, of course, these are all the spacesuits in the sector. I just continue scrolling. There's that many. So this gives you an idea how many fighters there were involved in this engagement, right? That's a lot. Your CPU is begging you to surrender. You'll need to stock up 300 or so scimitars. Send them in a weaken and confuse and follow with a fighter swarm. Send in the big guys last wave. You'll lose a lot. You'll keep the major ships. Well, I mean, I do have that many scimitars. So as far as stocking up with 300 scimitars, I actually do have that many in this place right now. And if we actually take a look during the pause where it's actually allowing me to move, I mean, there's more scimitars here. You know what I mean? So I think I may need to actually... So my guess is for a fight like this, I can't have scimitars that are spread out with like 20 per provocateur as an example, which normally I would do so that they can be individual and independent. Right, so we can break off provocateurs. They can handle whatever's in front of them. But for a fight like this, we need one fleet, all scimitars grouped together so that we can give them a command. That's what we need. Then we need one fleet, all TIE Defender elites. That's like all 700 to 800 of them. One fleet, not tied to a carrier. I think that's what we need. And then we need the capital ships. I think We need that kind of separation to have any sort of control over a fight like this. And we basically will take all the TIE Defender elites, we send them in their hierarchies of squadrons, and they will go in and just basically we say attack targets in range. They go out, they just suppress. And then we take all the scimitars that have now been put into one group that are not docked, that are completely loose and independent, and we select them all individually and we just slam them through. We do not have hierarchies on the scimitars. We remove all of that. Just straight, flat hierarchy. They're all level. Hundreds of them. And we do a shift select and slam a target straight into the umbral. I think that's what we have to do. I don't think there's any way around it, right? I don't know what you guys think. That would help a lot. Old Command and Conquer starts almost, yeah. There will be no waiting for, yeah. The smalls, obviously they're a lot more responsive than having a turn and stuff like that. And as much as I want to get the Eclipse in there, I'm thinking, I mean, all the capital ships, they have to dance on the outside. They can't get in the thick of things. I think the only things that can get in the thick of things and would be like the Hero Executors. I think those guys should be on the thick of things. I think everyone else has to be on the outside. Provocators are, I guess, the Lucre Hulks as well. They kind of have like an omni awareness. They can shoot in different directions, and they basically take a hit. They're expendable, in my opinion. So I think we're gonna have to do it that way. So tonight, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spend a few hours just organizing it, and then tomorrow we'll take another crack at it. Yeah, and then if we can get past Umbra, then we shall see about moving to other things, and we can actually vote tomorrow, right? Because today I just wanted to see what we need to do with the Sith. Well, look what we've done to the Sith. I would say that it's pretty good. This used to be their stronghold. They had a powerful foundry right here. They had a manufactorum right here. They had many Harrower 2s. They had many fighters out this way. They're all gone. They're all dead. This whole sector's been wiped clean. So I think we did a good job. It's just a matter of being able to control something when you're not allowed to be in sector at the same time. And that's a different kind of fighting. We were kind of, making sure that at least one ship had the capability to angle itself in such a way that it can get maximum firepower and maximum coverage on a target by being in it. I don't think I can be in any vessel on this sector. I think we're gonna have to fight it like this, in a fight like this. You can see so many of these Umbral Furies everywhere, and they're just like, I don't even know if we've killed one of them. You know what I mean? Entertaining. I do not see this time waste. Hope you had fun. I did. I absolutely did. Yeah. Maybe some ships could be designed to provoke the enemy. What would we call them? Well, I think anyone who goes into their swarm is the provoker just naturally, right? So I would imagine that the egg, the BSS egg, do we still have the BSS egg? Is it still in here? Or did it finally fall? I didn't catch that. Oh no, it's out this way. See, it should not be here. In my opinion, this egg with 7 million or not 7 million HP, but 7 million shields should go right into the middle of the swarm and just get swarmed like crazy, right? And then the executors should also start to go in, but not be fully penetrated. So if you view this area right here, I'm not going to highlight anything because I don't want to freeze. If you view this block of dense mass right here, we want the executor to at least penetrate on the front wedge of the arrowhead, and then, have another executor in there, and then get the egg deep in there, right? So like an egg yolk. And then at that point, you're going to have all the provocators dancing around the outside. We can't force them to face the correct way into the inside. If we could, that would be ideal, but, AI is going to AI, whatever it is. So we're only going to get maybe half the firepower out of a provocator. And even then, a lot of them are going to face their butt to the enemy where we get none of their firepower. But it is what it is. Then the Bellators and stuff like that are going to have to dance around the gate back here and essentially attack from back here. And we'll slowly push their wedge. If anything sticks its head out, we slam that back down and we knock them out. That's the new focus. That's where the provocators come in. All their tuple barbets, we knock those things out. So this guy is an example. He shouldn't be here. We want him facing the other direction. We want that arrowhead just piercing this, I guess if you want to call it a formation, this mass. And all these Furies are going to go around, and I'm going to treat them like they're invincible. So you basically have a bunch of high evasion, invincible fighters just clearing out all of your fighters. And our fighters' job is just to, tie them up, right? attack all small targets en masse. We're going to have hundreds of these things, and they almost all of them have heroic shields, so they've got a decent amount of durability, and they've got a lot of high quality pilots in there because they've been in there for a while. And then we're going to have hundreds of scimitars, and they're basically going to hard focus the Umbral and fight that regen, because this guy keeps regenning quite a lot. His repair crew must be like in the thousands or something like that, right? And I think that's how we have to fight it. You know, if anyone sticks their head out, Harrower 2 starts to emerge from the swarm, we hard focus that guy and then get back in the fight. You know, the Eclipse is going to be dancing on the outside as well, but I really wish we could use a super laser, and we're just going to count on its firepower to try to, maybe we use the Eclipse directly to attack the ones on the outside. And I don't think we have any cap ships focused on Umbral itself. I think it's all scimitars unless he passes by, because you notice he kind of makes a loop. So if he comes around the outside of the swarm, then yeah, we're going to go ahead and hit that guy, but we're going to have a lot of micromanagement where we're basically like clearing the order, reinitializing the order, clear the order, reinitialize the order, stuff like that. So that's how I'm viewing this, or how I think it. We are probably going to have to play it starting tomorrow. Yeah, almost like using infantry to draw out the enemy line for a cavalry charge. Nice, actually, yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point, because you're gonna have a lot of guys who are going to try to envelop the executors and probably will succeed. But the guys who have enveloped the executor actually has, I think, 31 million shields and almost as much HP, so double the effectivity or its survivability. And anyone who tries to envelop and get around the backside, I mean, essentially we've got all of these guns on the outside to hit them. So anyone who tries to come around the backside is naturally going to present their back to one of our guns, and we've got a lot of them. So I think it's going to help us out a lot, just having those executors in the mass along with the egg. Egg's probably going to fall. We're going to have lots of bodies everywhere, but for the most part, our formation, I think, will hold. It's just a matter of, do we have enough scimitars and enough bombs that we can continue to put damage on this in sufficient volumes? Maybe the first half of the HP and the shields are going to be scimitar, and then when he comes around the outside, that's when we have to dish in, and then we might get a slight chunk out of that, etc. But I'm hoping that by the time he's done a loop, we've cleared out a number of targets like these, all of the escorts, so that we can actually naturally just start focus firing here, because a lot of the guns on the ships, the vast majority of the guns on our ships, are attack capital ships first, right? So once we clear a lot of the escorts, naturally as Umbral passes by, they're already going to focus on him naturally. And then even though they're surrounded by hundreds of invincible fighters, right? So the point defense is there just to keep the fighters at bay, or maybe kill one or something like that, but we don't really care about that. So yeah, do we have to kill them all to win? I think we just have to kill Umbral. I think. I don't know. I've never fought him before. That was our first attempt, right? And the reason why is because if we look down here, you can see Umbra research. Choose wisely. It requires Umbra. I think Umbra drops Umbra, right? So, oh, kind of exciting, but definitely a different type of fight for sure. We can't see it face to face. I can't see all the glorious fighting and stuff like that, but my God, that is something. So on that note, bunnies, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed yourself. It seems like some of you did, and that makes me very happy. Next time we'll be streaming is tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, same bun time, same bun channel. We'll be back again with Star Wars Interworlds. It's going to be our last stream of this campaign before we switch on over to XCOM. This Friday we're playing BX Tactics, so if you're interested in that, feel free to hang out. I'd love to have you. And this has been pretty cool. It's been a little frustrating. It definitely takes a lot of adaptation and maybe adjustment for the way that we're playing, but it's a different experience, and I think that's really cool. So I'm hoping that with everybody's thoughts and minds together, we can beat one of these things. I'm not saying we'll beat all of them, but you know, at least take a crack at it. I think it would be really, really cool. I think the other boss that I have pinned for potential, I guess, engagement is the one with all the like massive volumes of Lancer frigates. And there's a Mandator 3. And I think the prize for that one, you actually unlock the blueprint for the Mandator 3 itself. You can build those things. So that's cool. Hello, Fractal Sponge, right? So on that note, if you'd like to hang out until the end of the music, we'll go in and give someone a nice raid. I had a total blast. I hope you did as well. And I can't wait to get into the next one with you. Have a wonderful, wonderful night.